3, 2...
I'll boot up my thing in a second.
All right, we are streaming. We are live. Hello, everyone. Sorry for that, 30 seconds of me awkwardly staring just into the corner. Anyway, welcome to the stream. This is episode 2 of Aurora Punk. We're going to be playing some Fateless Legacies. It's the system that we're going to be running through. If you want to learn more information about Fateless Legacies, just click one of the links in whatever account this has been re-uploaded to. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and dive right in. Last time on Aurora Punk, last episode, you all boarded the ship, pretty much. It was a kind of a long and short of boarding the ship, but you got your prospective passports to get onto this massive, extraordinary vessel that will be taking you beyond the planet Illyria, through the stars, on this incredible voyage, which most of you don't know what the voyage is about. You don't know where you're going. Some of you have been given quests just on the ship. Once that is done, your voyage is open-ended from there. Others of you have made the long-term commitment to stay on this ship the entire time. But one of us wasn't here last time, so we're going to go ahead and introduce your character now, actually. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a recap, just kind of a fast forward, getting you to where you are. So you were handed the passport by your captain. This suave and somewhat, I wouldn't say off-putting. She kind of exudes an aura of confidence, but in a cocky kind of way, as pirates do. So your captain...
She's also my mom,
yes,
of what she...
she will not accept that. But she hands you the passport and gives you your mission. Do you remember what that mission was? You don't need to say it out loud.
Yeah, I am well aware.
Okay.
If I, as a person, didn't know what the mission was, then I need to lay off the drugs.
Never. She hands you this passport, and you are sent off about the ship to go and collect the last little bits of this and that. You actually will be dropped off as you go up to the top deck to, procure the rest of the things that you need. You look out over this incredible starscape. You just see the planet Illyria, Illyria, just floating beneath you, this beautiful orb, and above you is this brilliant ringed planet. You know this planet is called Yulnir. It just hovers above like a celestial giant, emitting these kind of smoky rays. You can see the storm swirling and churning within the deepest parts of this planet. And you look out beyond the blackened sky, kind of overshadowed and veiled by the atmospheres that are just kind of radiating off of these two celestial bodies. One, Illyria, the moon, and the other above you. You can also see a few others just kind of floating off in the distance. The other moons of Yulnir that just kind of float around the planet. And you can tell that the ship is slowly making its way down towards Illyria, where you will eventually get onto a different ship bound for the parts of space that Redwind's vessel cannot make it to. As you sit here and, procure all of the things that you need, you're occasionally confronted by other individuals on the vessel. People come up behind you and give you pats on the back, good job, good luck, all of that sort of stuff. Do you interact with anyone, or do you just wait?
No, I just get my stuff and kind of wait to get on the big ship.
Okay. You already know the equipment that you have, right? You already know the things that you are given?
Yeah.
Cool. Eventually the ship lands somewhere in a grassy field with rolling hills. You can actually see a few people as the ship starts to float down. It doesn't actually touch ground, but it just floats just above, displacing the air, causing the flora to just kind of blur around and get battered about by the gusts of wind from the ship's massive Aurora sails. You can see people all kind of tucked away in their respective domiciles, or little houses that are kind of cut into the hillside, kind of like a shire. You see all of the little folk who would live here just go hide away and shut the doors. And a rope ladder is lowered down for you. Redwind leaves her captain's quarters to walk over to you, arms crossed with a sort of lackadaisical expression and a sluggish demeanor. So, are you ready?
As ready as I'm going to be.
This isn't going to be easy. This is an adventure, but it's going to be a difficult one. Don't fuck it up.
I'll do my best. Still don't really understand the importance of all of this, but I'm just gonna keep going.
You will soon enough, and if you don't, it doesn't matter. You don't need to. Just find him. That's all you need to do. He's out there somewhere. We know he's out there. And unfortunately, your father can't be bothered to help. He never
do anything? Yeah, I know. It's been like that. Couple 100 years.
It has been far too long, and I have spent the day far too sober. So please, be about your way. I'm going to go procure some Azrian wine. And she saunters away.
See you when I get back. Probably.
She just waves her hand from behind you and follows the large cloaked Dracian that's got just some kind of necrotic disease. Something's wrong with it. Its skin doesn't really hold on to its bones very well. One of its eyes is kind of glassed over, the other one just not a Dracian's eye. Its hands have flaked off skin and too long of fingers. It just kind of, with a huge cane, lumbers its way, followed by Redwind, into the captain's quarters where the doors close. And you are lowered off of the ship. You eventually, after having to figure out where to go, find your way into the loading gate. It's not that hard to find, as you can see the massive floating vessel, roughly 10 times the size of Redwind's ship, which is already a relatively large vessel. You can see it just hovering above the clouds, above the city of Taydalan. You make your way towards the gates, you wait in the line that you're supposed to wait in, you scan your passport, and you are sent through. You know that you are one of the backup mechanics. So if one of the mechanics is ill or dies or needs replacement, you are in some line to be that next person. I want you to go ahead and roll me a d4 to see which place in line you're going to be to that.
D4. Do I have one of those? Yeah, I do. 4.
4? Nice. Fourth in line. All right. So you know that there is a slim chance that you will be needed, and you're basically given close to a free ride. However, you do know that your mechanic skill, well, you know what you know about your mechanic skill. And you know that if the time comes, that you will need to perform mechanic skills in order to make your way through the vessel. As you make your way up onto the vessel, you're one of actually the last people to be in line. There's only a few people behind you. The ship is clearly already full, and you are in the end of that line. You make your way up to the front, get scanned in, and you get ushered onto the ship, where you see this massive ship deck. You can see the sails that just jet up into the clouds, the massive Aurora sails that just are blowing casually in the wind. All around you are people who are in awe of this gorgeous spectacle. You look around and you can see a balcony overlooking what seems to be some kind of forested area within the ship. And at the very center of that is a large lake with a mast, the main mast, just jetting out from the center of it, and a bunch of ropes that just lead up to the middle of the mast, and bridges that just kind of overlap one another, and one that's just around the center of the mast. You look to your left and right. To your left, you can see a huge twisting tower just at the front of the ship. And then to the other side, you can see a floating pillar that seems to be where the control panel of the ship would be. And then behind that is some kind of a crescent dome shape that's looking out towards the back of the ship. You are now here on the ship. You know your quarters are with the rest of the crew of the ship. Though you were given a Voyager pass, you are technically a crew member, but you don't gain many of the crew accesses unless you would be on active duty, other than you have a bed. It's a cot in a room with a bunch of other bunk beds, but you have a place to sleep if you need it, unless you want to procure another place to sleep on the ship. But now you are standing here before a beautiful, beautiful ship. And then suddenly something strange happens. You feel this harmonic rhythm inside of your chest, maybe? No, your soul. You feel it deep, deep within a part of yourself you didn't know you could feel before. And suddenly, before you are strands of impossible, invisible light connecting you to some other entities. You see 5 of them spread out before you. The rest of you all see the same thing. Wherever you were standing when we last left off, that thing that I described to Cass, you all get that same visual, that same feeling. Liar, you are flying through the air and suddenly see this rope. Thinking in your head, you're like, I really need to get to Cass. I need to find that person who I had a beautiful aerial moment with, or whatever Liar would call it. You feel this strange feeling in your heart, and then you see that tether linked. You see 2 of them very, very strongly. One leading somewhere deeper within the ship, and one leading directly to, as you look down and follow it, Cass, who is standing down there, looking up at you, following that same tether. The other 5 are weaker, lighter.
Oh, I should probably turn on my camera now. Hold on.
I'm probably gonna fly down.
Yeah,
to meet Cass.
I figured. Percy,
Love it.
you also have 2 stronger threads than the rest. One leading to Liar, and another one leading behind you to somewhere deeper into the maze-like hallways of the lower deck. You could assume maybe it's that person you just had a conversation. And for Nanagon, you only have 1 solid tether. The rest of them are visible, but like I said, they're this kind of very faint, thin light. There's 5 of them, one of which significantly stronger, pointing directly out in front of you and leading through the wall and down the hallway.
Cool.
And at that, we will jump into the same order that we had last time. Boom, 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 boom. And that's
so many tethers.
so many tethers. It flashes away. In just a brief moment, Liar, you're flying up there, and suddenly that tether is gone. But you're still looking at the person down there, who is also looking up at you. You said you fly down to them?
Yeah.
Cass, you're looking up at him, and you think in your head, I want to avoid that guy. And then the tether happens, and then suddenly he starts flying down towards you.
Is it an option to walk the other direction?
Absolutely, you could just start walking away.
Oh my god.
Liar,
Yeah.
maybe he didn't see you. Maybe.
Hey, robot! Robot, it's me, remember?
I walk faster.
Oh god.
I'm gonna fly right in front of their path.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. He just blocks you off, and you can't. You could just turn around again and walk the other way, but he's there, in front of you.
Okay, so first off, I think I might be psychic, but that's another thing. Do you know how to build a shed or like a stack at all?
No.
Okay. Well, I have very smooth, dainty hands, so that kind of work's not really my thing. How would you like do get paid to help me build.
I already get paid through the work that I do on the ship.
More pay.
What do I need more pay for? I could... I don't understand.
Robot, I thought we were friends.
We are
Remember
most
all those
definitely
good
not
times
friends.
we had when you tried to arrest me and we fell and almost died?
No, I think my memory's blinking. I think I need to get my circuits checked. I don't quite remember.
Fine. I fly off to go try to find the other person.
Okay. Are you following the memory of that tether, or are you just gonna...
Yeah, no, he's gonna go with the flow. If he got like a weird feeling that she might be in that general direction, then yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and make me we're gonna call it instinct plus instinct is also insight. Instinct plus, I want to say maybe awareness check. Yeah, instinct plus awareness check.
The 5 total.
5 total. Nice. You struggle. You go down into the lower decks, and then it's really hard to follow a memory of a tether that was just shooting into the floor in a random direction, especially when the hallways down here feel so maze-like. Without a map, it's really hard to navigate them, because they are tiered. So you've got like stairs that lead down in some hallways, and then some hallways branch off into a T-shape, and some just keep going for a very long time, just straight until they curve and bend. So you find yourself wandering around down here for quite a while. Cass?
Yep.
The Emberkin has flown away from you, and you are now left alone to continue about your day in whatever manner you'd like to. What are you doing next?
Well, once again, the arena looks like a giant soft serve ice cream, so I am going over there.
Heading towards the arena, absolutely. So you head.
What do I need this guy to give me money when I can get money there?
Yeah. So you head towards the arena, and it's not hard. You remember where it was, and you can see it just jetting straight out of the sky. We'll get right back to you.
Oh God, you can see how much I smile now because I laugh all the time and my model smiles.
The model just always with a little happy face. And we have. We'll go with Percy. Percy, so you just had this strange tether, and you were heading towards the arena as well. But this tether just behind you in the other direction, the direction you weren't walking, and many other ones, most of them aimed upward, and one aimed in the direction you were going, another one sort of fading in that direction, and then they disappear.
Being super new on the ship, I think my immediate assumption is that this is a feature of the ship. Like, this is the way that you, like, navigate. And so I just start following the one that's, like, going in the direction of the arena. Because I'm like, oh, that's nice. It's like a map. Not knowing that not everybody gets this.
Absolutely. So you start heading that way. And eventually you make your way up towards the main lobby. And then out of the main lobby up onto the massive upper deck of the ship. And you can see these little, like, lifts that are just floating around on top of the ship with people standing on them, and they're just taking them. They seem to be attached to some kind of tether. Like, it's not arcane, but there's clearly arcane components moving it, but it's more like a rail system, but they're above ground rail system, and they're kind of using the masts as stopping points, essentially like stations to load on, move to the next one, and load off. Giving you a sense of the scale is it requires a little bit of effort to move from one end of the ship to the other, or you could use these little lifty thingies that just take you there.
I'll use the lifty thingy, sure.
Okay. You just walk up to one of them. It's a stair thing that leads you up one of the masts. Eventually, you get to the top where you can load onto one and just take it to the next one. Eventually, you get there pretty quickly. It takes probably like 15 minutes for you to get from like the half between middle and end of the ship to half between the front of the ship. There are words to describe these locations on a ship, but I can't be bothered to remember them. I tried. I really did. I sat there studying.
Studying ships. Oh my gosh.
Oh fuck! I never got back to you about all of that stuff. My bad. Work's been insane.
It's all good. It's all good. I have a little prep thingy, but I can't actually move my screen from this page, so I have to keep referencing my phone.
Don't worry about it. I'll answer any questions and we'll talk about it Tuesday.
Good enough. Where are we at? Okay, there we go. But
There's only two types of people in this world: people who have their boating license and people who don't.
Oh yeah, no, I've had my captain's license for as long as Dylan's known me.
And I have been on a boat a few times.
I think I've been on a boat like a total of once in my entire life. So don't worry, you can use these terms as wrong as you want, and I won't know the difference.
Yeah, I don't think. But I feel like I should at least do some justice to but it's fine. I'm just gonna use left, right, front, back directions for now. But so you guys go towards the front of the ship, which I think is the bow. I don't know, but you're heading in that direction.
Correct.
And
that is correct.
Yeah, Nonagon.
Mm-hmm.
That one single strong tether. It has a tinge to it, like the sweet metallic tinge of burnt ozone. It's very strange, but it's leading you towards forward, the direction you were already walking in. But what do? You do see others, by the way, most of them leading up.
I think there's a bit of curiosity that's gonna get the better of me, and I'm going to kind of heave a great sigh and follow the strange tether, the one that looks a little different. I'm filing the others in the back of my head for now, but I'm gonna be cautious about it. I'm gonna try and move slowly. If anything goes badly,
go ahead and make me a physical plus stealth check.
Heard.
I'll also give you a focus plus stealth check if you'd rather do that.
Okay, well, I did roll very well for my first one. That is a D6, not a D8. Okay, and that one was less good. But 20.
Nice. Yeah. You lurk around the corners. You do quickly realize that you are following that person that you just had a conversation with not too long ago. And you are following them. Eventually they go up, they get onto one of those lifts, and they take the lift quite clearly towards that tall spiral building at the near the front of the ship.
Okay.
Are you going to follow all the way?
Yeah, you know what? I think so.
Okay.
I think I'm still gonna try and keep out of sight, especially of Percy. No offense, but
Fair.
You freaked Notagon out a little bit in that encounter, so.
Liar. Go ahead and make me a. Just call it a mental plus awareness check. One mental plus awareness check.
Uh, 10 unnatural.
Okay. So you look around. You don't find the person that you are looking for, but you do almost immediately see another construct, kind of standing bewildered, when you search around, sorry, fast forwarded a little bit too far. As you search around downstairs, eventually you decide that there's nowhere else to search down here. You find people kind of meandering about. Do you continue to search down in the halls, or are you going to go up top?
I'm wasting too much time trying to find the big lady, so I gotta find whatever help I can get, I think, to build this shack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you will return back up. Returning back up, eventually you spot another construct. It's not the same one. This one doesn't have as many human components to them. And go ahead and describe yourself, Axiom.
Okay, so before you stands a pretty bewildered but just entirely construct. Like, I guess they could look vaguely humanoid, but for the most part, it's just a robot. But it's sort of in the, like, uncanny, like, unnatural, like, everything on them is just very smooth, just obsidian black, like, there's almost no creases or curves or, like, any way that this structure should be moving about. They also have a piece of paper with a face drawn over it, just taped to their head.
What's the face? Is it just like a Walmart smiley face?
Just Plank. Just imagine Plank
Okay.
and Ed and Eddie.
Oh my god, I forgot about the smiley face. That's great.
Perfect.
I'm probably gonna walk up next to them, kind of side-eye them, like, is this, like, an intelligent being?
I just kind of
hello?
glanced over at you. Can I assist you? Do you need
Yeah,
something?
actually, I very much need assistance.
Liar,
it's
go
very
ahead.
dire.
Really quick, describe your character to them. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Yeah.
I am a Emberkin named Liar. He's got a lot of old fancy clothes that have been just fucked up. He's red horns, red body, red wings in the back that I just flew down, I guess, from.
Probably.
He's got piercings and also a fucked up ear and a shit-eating grin that he holds on his face most of the time.
Perfect.
I loved it.
But yeah, go ahead. Continue with what you were saying.
Yes, it's very important. I desperately need your help. Are you a worker on this ship?
Yes.
There's an emergency. I need you to follow me right now.
Alright. I promise this is out of my wheelhouse, but I've got nothing better to do, and I follow.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna take him to the beach.
To the beach. Okay.
Yeah.
When you arrive at the beach, your friend, the feller that you met earlier, let me pull him up. There it is. Has made some considerable progress in the building, and you haven't been gone longer than, I'd say, 30 minutes. And like the base and frame of this has already been pretty built up.
When I arrive, I'm gonna try to come in as fast as possible, and like with my wings, try to not necessarily intentionally, but yes, intentionally, like kind of blow down a little bit of his shack.
Okay.
Give me a bit more time.
Go ahead and we'll call it a physical plus. I'm just gonna call that an athletics check to just gust your wings hard enough to create enough displacing.
It's a 6.
It's a 6.
And I have no bonuses.
Okay. It blows the shack around, but this thing is put together well. Like,
Damn,
it's held together with like multiple, brackets. Like, this guy's like actually taking careful time. He's got like a little measuring tool, and he's drawing lines on things, putting them up against the line. He's doing a good job.
Right.
He does glance at you as you land, though.
That's fair. I'm gonna try to direct my new friend, whose name I didn't even bother getting. Hey, okay, so over here, I just start handing him pieces of wood and like nails and hammers and stuff. See what that guy's doing. We gotta do but like over here.
I guess this is what I'm on the ship for. Fine. And I just Just start helping.
Okay.
Awesome.
So
All right, cool.
it's going to be. You're going to need to make me 3 checks over the course of 1 hour.
Okay.
1 in-game hour. And you can just roll them all at once if you want to and fast forward the time. But you will need to make me 1 craft plus creativity check, 1 science plus creativity check, and then 1 physical plus craft check.
Can I add my creativity score to any of these checks for him? If I'm doing a help out action, I don't remember how the help out action works.
There is a help action. It's still kind of like in the works. It's not like an actual official mechanic. It's just something I've been dabbling with, where both of you just make the check, and with your collective roll, hope that that's higher enough. But I usually only allow that for tasks that will be too difficult to complete on your own, and this is not one of them. So I will just allow you guys to choose which of those checks you want to make.
So what was the last one? You said craft plus physical?
Yeah, there's a physical plus craft, there's a creativity plus craft, and there's a, I think I said
Science.
academics plus science, yeah.
Well, the only one that I've got like a good amount of points in is physical plus craft.
Okay.
Okay. And then I can do the academics and the creativity one.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm really good at science. What a shame.
What a shame. What a shame.
So then I guess I'll do the creativity plus craft, because I still do have points in craft.
No, Liar's gonna do the creativity craft one.
I thought...
You're doing the physical.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then Liar will
there's
do the
3.
other 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Can't be
fine.
that hard for the academics one.
I figured.
So-
I figured.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh God. Okay.
So, first one is 6, 7, 8...
What was it? Academics plus what?
academics plus science. So you'll be doing creativity plus science in your case.
That's a 9 for that one.
Okay.
And the creativity plus craft. That is a 15.
A 15? Okay.
Yep.
And Axiom, what was your total check?
I got a 10.
A 10? Okay. 15, a 10, and 9. 9,
Yep.
10, 15. Okay, cool. Cool. 9, 10, 15. I'm going to write that down. Write your carts.
Also, I pay the man, the robot man whose name I will get now. By the way, thanks for the help. What's your name again?
They called me Axiom on the other ship, so I'm assuming that's just what you can call me.
What do you want to be called?
Axiom is fine. I don't
Fair. Here's 10 gems. Thanks for the assist.
appreciate it. I take it.
And we'll get right back to you two. Nonagon, you have been following this person. Are you hopping on the lift with them, or are you going to try and take a different lift to follow them? You know if you do that, there's a good chance it'll be really hard to find them once they get to where they're going. But it's up to you.
I'll risk it by hopping on the same lift. Still trying to stay out of sight, though.
Okay, so with that stealth of 20, I'll let that carry over. Percy, are you actively perceiving around you right now, or are you just kind of chilling on this lift?
I think, like, she's definitely looking around because she's still, like, very new to this kind of expansive and awe-striking environment, but also, like, not looking for anything in particular, not trying to, like, take in any... She might be, like, looking around to see if she can match the description of, like, the type of person that she's supposed to be looking for, like the contract that got her on this ship.
Yeah.
But she doesn't really know what she's looking for in that respect either, so it's mostly just like, wow, this place is cool kind of thing.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So do you recall what you were looking for, like what your parameters were?
I wrote down in my notes that I need to look for someone in the collective, and I have no other information.
That was close to all you were given. So when you were given this particular quest line, when you were gifted this task by your superior, they basically said there is a chance that the collective are going to this place to do something very bad with something that they find. Find out what they're doing. Find the person from the collective that's here. They will probably be here illegally, or at the very least have used shady means to get here. And then on top of that, they will find out what they're doing. So find the person and then figure out what they're doing. Find some way to report back. But
I might just have a general eye out for shady looking characters a little bit. Yeah.
Then go ahead and make me just a awareness plus focus check.
Okie dokie.
Noted on looking pretty shady there in the background. Huh?
Yeah. He's just
might be a little bit shady.
Shadily sneaking around.
Obtained means of getting here illegally.
That's not super great. That is a 5 total.
5 total. You don't see anyone suspicious. 2 children next to you, dressed in purple and silver frilly clothing, are very loudly exclaiming their excitements and rocking the cage back and forth by running from one end to the other, and making the aerial carriage just swing back and forth. That's all that you can really pay much attention to. Eventually, your ship lands. The aerial carriage finds its destination, and you all offload, following the spiral stairway down the mast. Eventually, you stand before a building that's built into the floor itself, and raising several stories up in this kind of spiral shape, with a stairwell leading off and up, spiraling around the top of it. There's also a couple of small little, I'd call them blocks of buildings that are just kind of shaped in an arch around this circular spiral building that kind of buffet it. And you can see there's just a huge open archway that would enter this spiral building. And you can see people just kind of flooding into it. You can hear the sounds of combat coming from inside.
Whoa, okay. Yeah, I definitely want to go in there.
Nanagon, are you following Percy in there?
I've come this far.
Yeah. Okay. You follow Percy into this building. You can tell that their head is on a swivel, but they are not perceiving you. At the very least, you can tell that they aren't making eye contact or noticing you. As the two of you, separate but together, enter this massive building, you immediately see a construct standing there, looking
probably
somewhat. Actually, go ahead and describe. What are you doing, Cass, as you're looking around? You got to this place. You made it here. And you look around, and it's, it's definitely not an ice cream cone. It's a big building with a bunch of mercenaries just moving here and there, in and out. And you're standing before that large open archway that I just described, and you can see people moving. There's a person who just brushes past you and kind of shoulders you. You stumble a little unless you want to hold your ground and shove them back.
No, probably not.
The large Dracian just turns their head and looks down at you. Fucking watch it, and then keeps going.
I just kind of raise my hands, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. My bad, G.
What are you doing?
I hear sounds of fighting, right?
You do, coming from deeper within this building. What you can see from here is just kind of like a open floor and open curved hallways that lead around either side, and another series of doors on the inside. And the main kind of like walkway leads to another door, which is followed by more doors around.
Well, what better way to impress Calloway on my first day than to help people who are fighting when they might get injured?
Yeah, go uninjure people who are trying so very hard to get injured.
But like they don't know. They don't know it's an ouchie.
Now,
maybe I should help them.
Are you wearing the like infirmary uniform, or are you wearing your own street clothes?
I assumed I just wore my clothes all the time.
Okay. Are your clothes the infirmary kind of clothes, or are your clothes just your clothes? And when you go in to do the infirmary stuff, you choose not to wear the medical garb and just wear your own clothes instead.
I assume they're probably the medical clothes, and
Okay.
I just have it's like a uniform of sorts, and I just have 10 pairs of the same tunic.
the same uniform. Okay, perfect. It still looks the way you've described it. I just want to make sure. Percy and Nonagon, you see an infirmary individual just kind of standing there, pristine in the light, just looking around with kind of an excited look on their face.
I don't know that I would naturally do anything. I actually
Probably.
might avoid figures that look like authority of any
Fair.
kind.
Totally understandable.
Yeah, honestly, I'm in the same boat.
The three of you, all heading the same direction, but separately and completely unaware of each other's presence, are heading into the main kind of foyer. You eventually find your own separate individual who tells you what this place is. They don't seem to be all there. They're just kind of they're a floating orb with a ring around it and a projection of a face that's kind of just projected in hollow light above them. And they don't really give much more than just the same spiel that they say over and over and over again. But they tell you that the bottom floor of the arena building is mainly used for sparring. Bets can be made in the sparring grounds, but they are strongly discouraged. The floors above, if you prove yourself, you can move up and up and up until you get to the top, fighting in arenas with other fighters. Please, see yourself through. And it gives this kind of strange light arm that stretches out from its orb body and gestures for you all to pass.
Yeah,
I would
Percy.
probably misinterpret the fuck out of that.
That's fine. It gives a different version of that speech multiple times, but essentially what it's telling you is the very, very bottom floor of this is a kind of like a sand pit with a bunch of rings drawn out, and people are just kind of sparring back and forth in them. There are stairs that lead to a balcony above, and then another level above that where you can see is clearly ceilinged off. You have to go through the ceiling. You get up there, and you don't really know. You'd have to make your way up there, but from the description, it sounds like it's a series of layered fighting arenas where if you win, you can move up.
This is Hunter x Hunter, yes?
Yes. The tower arc.
It's one of the best ones. Yeah, I think Percy instantly looks a little more energized, a little more excited, and just fucking finally somewhere to stretch out, and saunters in.
1 second, my cat's water bowl is empty and screaming.
Know the feeling.
I also scream when my water bowl is empty.
You drink water?
Yes.
Loser.
Yeah, fucking square.
Water, you mean that stuff that's in the
fuck?
toilet?
No, I mean I drink.
Whoa, back up. We're not just gonna run past that.
Let's not misinterpret my comment. I drink water. I'm just, for some reason, I'm surprised Trinity does.
I drink an ungodly amount of water. Every day. I drink I drink a gallon of water.
Okay,
Rowdy.
good
Oh,
place,
that's
girl.
I was being sarcastic. I drink lots of water.
Wait, did you just say go piss girl like the meme?
Dylan, that's because you can't
Yeah.
drink anything else.
The ghost of Dylan is talking.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Me
Maybe
with
your
my
mic's on your
microphone
camera.
on. You can hear me?
No, my mic is on.
Oh.
It's a little thing to my right. I guess you guys hear me through these. The computer hears me through this.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, so back to it. Yes, so Hunter x Hunter. Basically, you get the idea. People are in line waiting for the training grounds. If you guys would like to hop in line to enter in the fighting ring, or you can watch other people spar, or you can move up to see what's happening on the next level above.
I think Percy, just before overthinking it too much, gets in line.
Just gets in line. Nanagon, you see your mark. Just step into one of the sparring lines.
Okay, well, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I'm absolutely not getting in that line.
It's pretty
I think
easy.
I'll probably just go, like, to the place where people are watching.
Okay, there are many different areas, so you can kind of just sit above and wait until your mark moves into the pit. And Cass, what are you doing as you step into this area?
I love Cass, but he doesn't have that many brain cells. I feel like he would accidentally step in the line.
Perfect.
Like, he would be like, is this where we get to, like, talk to people?
Standing in this line directly in front of you is a very, very tall lady with... Could you go ahead and describe your character?
She's 6'2". She's got darkish red hair, broad-shouldered. Looks like she's been in a few scuffs. She's got a scar over her eyebrow and a large chest tattoo. And yeah.
She's 6'2". Okay, so I thought she was like 7'2". I thought she was goddamn
no,
massively
no.
tall.
7'2", right?
7'2".
Those are the rest of us in the party.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say every
6'2".
single like other person. Yeah, if you're like 5'2", then yeah, she might be like kind of gargantuan.
Towering. Okay, that makes sense. But yes.
Can I analyze her posture?
Yeah, make me a we'll call it a focus plus instinct check.
Oh god. Imagine being in line with somebody just like, do you got scoliosis?
Excuse me. It appears that your posture's really bad for things and stuff. You should try.
What did you say?
We'll call it a focus plus. Actually, no. Sorry, I'm gonna make it an awareness plus instinct check. Instinct.
Well,
Are you Baymax?
Am I Baymax?
Baymax.
Sorry, I just made that connection.
Oh my god. Well, that's a 10, so let me roll an 8.
Nice. Analysis complete.
That's a 17.
Brilliant. So the person standing before you appears to be of a combatant stature. They appear to have seen a few fights and are probably pretty capable of handling themselves if they were to get into any kind of a scuffle or fight.
I want to know if they put more pressure on their left leg than their right leg.
With that roll, you probably can. So Percy, to caveat this, do you guard yourself in any kind of way? Do you try to pretend like you're something you're not, or do you just let your presence be known as this is what I am? I'm a fighter.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely not like completely authentic, but I think her presence is very it's a little arrogant, if anything, a little bit swaggering, and not necessarily that aware of how people perceive her.
Understandable. Yeah, then I'll go ahead and say, yeah, then yeah, you probably discern which leg is being leaned on more than the other. Is Percy left-handed, right-handed, or ambidextrous?
She's ambidextrous.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
You discern that from the way this person is holding themselves, the way they fiddle with things, the calluses that are on both hands. You can pick all of that up.
I want to tap on their shoulder. I'm gonna like raise my hand the whole way to tap on their shoulder.
Cass, do you have the ability to read people's... There's an ability that allows you to basically see someone's stat block. Do you have that ability?
I don't believe I do.
Okay. Then never mind. Then yeah. Percy, you just get a tap on your shoulder, and Nonagon, it is important that you know you can see this whole exchange happen as well. So you're watching from the bleachers, basically. You can see all of this happening. If you want to try to know what they're saying, I will require you to make me a we'll just call it a focus plus awareness check. See if you can see that far.
Okay. Uh, 14.
14? Nice. Okay. You can make out some of what they say. I will leave it up to you how you perceive that, but you don't make out it exactly, but you can get the general idea of what they're talking about when they have this conversation. And Percy, you get a tap on your shoulder.
She turns and she goes, hello, mate.
Hello. Do you know you put more pressure on your left leg than your right leg?
I guess I hadn't really thought much about it. Do you suppose I shouldn't do that?
It's most likely going to cause ankle injury. Maybe you should try shifting your weight to your right leg a little bit, and then it won't cause as much injury.
Noted. Okay. Do I know you? Is there some reason you care?
Why not?
Well, just most people don't comment on how I arranged my legs.
Well, are you going to be doing what they're doing over there? And I point to the pipe pit.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Then maybe you shouldn't put as much weight on your left leg.
Fair enough. You know you were in line to do the same thing, right?
This is the line for that?
This is the line, yeah.
Oh, I don't want to be in there.
You're up.
I don't want
You
to
hear a person behind you, Percy, as the fight's in front of you. You could hear it happening, but your back was turned, so you just hear thud, 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 thwack, bam, and then dust kind of gets dispersed, and dust just goes over your shoulder. You hear 3, 2, 1, done, out of the ring, next, and you are next, Percy.
Yeah, I probably should have been watching to see how this works, but yeah, fuck it. Out of the frying pan into the fryer.
A person standing in front of you, tall human with kind of like a slow look about them. Not slow as in not perceptive. Slow as in they just look kind of sluggish. Their eyes are kind of droopy, but they look at you. Alright, you're next. Clean blows count for points. Sparring, no killing. Unconscious is fine. Step in.
Alright.
And he says unconscious, and Cash just makes a face like, what?
So you step in.
Yep.
3 decisive blows, and you're good. You've won. 3 direct hits. You've completed this. You've beat this person. If they land 3 decisive hits on you, or you are knocked unconscious before you get 3 hits on them, that's kind of the idea. Hits to body count. Armor also counts as a hit to the body.
Okay. Who's my opponent?
You await. You can hear the same exchange happening from someone else in the other end of the ring. It is a relatively short Aleph kid. Long silver hair pulled up into a really messy bun, silvery eyes, wearing light leather armor, and a huge backpack just full of random shit. And he just looks really excited and eager. He's kind of hopping up and down.
Dude, you better get your ass kicked.
Does he have a little fishing pole?
He does not have He does not have a little fishing pole. You just get fucking One Punch Man by Gon. No, he's got, like I said, the long silvery hair. So
it's Killua.
Actually, he does have something kind of like a fishing pole stick. So sticking out of his bag, there's like a long lantern thing with a hook on it with a little light. It's like emitting a green light and just kind of swaying around. He tosses his backpack off and he steps into the ring and he starts stretching. You hear the two judges on each side in unison say, 3, 2, 1, fight can commence. Make me a dodge check. A dodge check is going to determine your order in a confrontation. This is considered a confrontation. A dodge check is going to be your acrobatics plus your focus check, or you can just take your base dodge.
I'm gonna roll. So that is a 7 plus 2 acrobatics and 1 focus. So that's a 10.
A 10? Nice. I'll give him 1. I just rolled a d20 because I'm a genius.
Proud of you.
You get one punched.
Yeah. Doodly. Yeah, this character actually gets to use a d20. That's their skill. I'll find you, dang it.
Gon is in this universe. That means Ahsoka is somewhere on this ship, and Lyra will try to fuck him.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That was not where I thought you were going with Ahsoka. But honestly,
No.
I don't think Ahsoka's like sexual orientation is sexual. I think it's just fight. He's just fight sexual. He's punch sexual. All right, cool. So that was a 6. Okay, what was your total?
Mine was 10.
10. This kid goes from a stretching pose to a standing jump and then walks over to you with their hand outstretched like this. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, I'm not new to this earth, love. Nice to meet you. And she kind of like does the hand over her head, avoiding the handshake kind of thing.
They look at their hand and look up at you. And they make the same gesture. And then turn, facing away from you, and walk back to their spot in the ring. You can strike at them if you want to.
I don't know. This kid is immediately giving me vibes of like way stronger than they look. So I'm just gonna keep on guard. I've got my dagger out and I'm not touching them yet.
All right. They get back to their spot. They turn around, face you, and immediately enter a stance. Their hand low, almost to the ground in a crouch position, and their other hand arced behind their back. And they just make eye contact with you. Your turn.
Dude, that's fucked up.
Sorry, expression changes from this kind of like, in like One Punch Man when he has like a weird little egg head and then it just goes serious? Yeah. That's what happens to this kid.
Yeah. he goes into from Saitama to One Punch Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely noticed that. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what my rage is. Is this kid in my range?
No. So this kid, I would say, is roughly... The ring itself is 10 meters in diameter. So the kid is the furthest distance away from you from the ring. So you're a full 10 meters away. Most people have
what meters in freedom units?
30. It's 30 feet. It's about 35 feet.
Okay. I have a movement of 9 meters.
Right.
So I think the first thing I would do was try to get a little bit closer while keeping my guard up.
Okay. Do you enter any stance that you know that would help you with this?
That's a good question. I am going to enter Blood Stance.
That's the one.
That's the one. Fucking Blood Stance is a very aggressive looking stance. As you enter this, are you wielding any weapons or are you just bare knuckle brawling right now?
I've got my dagger out.
Dagger? You pull out a dagger, and you flip it around to, like, fucking kill mode, but your eyes... It's... A lot of the stance is about the energy that you exude while in it. Your eyes go a little wide. Your face... Your demeanor changes. Your stance becomes aggressive. And kind of like a come-at-me stance. That's what blood stance is, right? It's you take damage, and you deal more damage for damage. Yeah, so it's kind of like a come-at-me stance.
Yep.
But you do not strike the kid?
Not yet, mostly just because he's out of my range, and I feel like if I lose my weapon this early on, I'm screwed, so...
You see, with the hand that's held low and the hand that's held back, you can see this energy start to pulse between the two, and the kid lets in this sharp inhale, and then burst alight with Aurora. Their body just becomes crackling with it, and they bolt at you with almost superhuman speed. And they are going to take a strikeout at you.
Okay.
As they swing their hand, you can see a blade materialize in it as they swing it to hit you. You can see the edge of it, kind of fuzzy, blurry, not sharp. Definitely not attempting to kill you. The total, and this goes against your dodge, is 13. Does a 13 hit you?
I have 9 dodge, so I believe that does.
It does, in fact, hit you. You
Do you have armor?
I think I have, yes, I do have light leather armor, which is a damage soak of 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then that will be D4. Okay, cool. So you have a damage soak of 3 against physical damage. So here's the physical damage. It's going to be 6 physical damage. You get to soak 3 of that, meaning you take 3 physical damage, and your armor is destroyed. You can choose to take less of it to your armor if you want to keep your armor longer, or you can just soak it all.
I will soak it all. Okay, so that means I get a +1 morale and +1 attack going forward, yeah? Because of my stance?
Yep.
I would also like to use the martial technique of riposte,
Nice.
which is after being hit, I can spend my instant action to make a melee weapon attack with +2 to my roll.
Okay, go for it.
Cool. What do I add to a melee weapon attack besides that?
So it's going to be physical plus melee weapon. Damage is the dice roll plus the weapon skill. So I think a dagger is a D4 plus weapon skill plus the extra stuff that you get to add to it.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so that's a 4 on the D4 plus 1 to my light melee skill, and then +2. So that's math. 7 total.
A D10 as well. You roll a D10 as well to the
Oh,
attack. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's
okay.
like a check, like any kind of check. It's just a check that involves hitting something with someone.
Okay,
Words.
so that's a 3 on the D10, and then +7, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be 10 total.
10 total. You swing, and as you do, you feel your muscles tense up, and Aurora just explodes out of your arms, causing pain. You take 4 points of Aurora damage. You swing at this kid, who ducks under. That 4 damage doesn't count as an extra strike against you. It just counts as the same strike. But the kid just ducks under the swing.
Okay.
You only
fun.
swung with one hand, so you technically have your other open hand if you want to try to punch the kid in the face.
I wanted to ask, since it's the same kind of attack from the kid, the blood stance says for every 2 points of damage, I get +1 morale and attack, so...
Mechanically, it's a different instance of damage. So you get another 2, yeah. But
just checking.
So yeah, you will get another 2. But as far as like the arena is concerned, that's still the same damage.
Okay. where is the kid kind of like in relation to me?
So you're towering over, and the kid is in a full crouch stance, like just almost all the way to the ground.
Okay. I think rather than using my other hand, I would like to kick.
Perfect.
I'm gonna try and kick the kid down.
Bring him up into the stomach. So that'll be a physical plus unarmed melee. You don't get to add any extra to the damage. All it does is 1 point of damage plus your unarmed melee.
Okay, I don't have
unarmed
any unarmed
strikes don't do much
melee.
damage unless you're proficient in punching with them.
Understandable. Okay, so I rolled a 7, and then my physical is 2. I have no unarmed melee skill, so that's a 9.
You hit the kid in the stomach, but the kid holds his hands up and catches your foot. You launch the kid up in the air, but he just springs up with your punch, and he's just kind of aerial now. Does that end your turn?
Yeah, I think I'll end it there.
He spins and comes back down with his foot, attempting to kick you. I think that's gonna miss though. 6.
Yep, my dodge is 9.
Yeah. So brings his foot down, and you just hold your hands up and just take the kick. The kid spins and lands. Doesn't have any weapons in his hands or anything, but he holds his hands out like this, and then he goes back into that same stance. You can see him take that breath in again, and the Aurora from... You can now see he's holding a sphere. He's holding an iris in his hand. You can see it just start to pulse up his arm. Your turn.
Okay. I'm trying to decide if I want to like knock out an aphorism this early on. I think I might hold off just right now.
Aphorisms don't cost anything. It just requires that you have a minimum amount of morale to use it. So it won't.
Oh, gotcha.
It won't spend anything unless you lose morale.
Okay. In that case, I might go for it. Let's see. I have a few different ones. Ooh, this one will count. I would like to use Masochist's Re-Volley.
Okay.
Which is... Sorry, what? I thought somebody said something. My bad. Whenever you take 5 or more damage in a single instance... oh, wait, no, I already used my instant action. Never mind. Okay.
But you can use that as a instant action when he attacks you on his next turn.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see if he kicks me even harder next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am going to avoid using my dagger just on the basis that, like, the last time I used it, it actually hurt me more.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try just giving him kind of a backhanded punch.
Okay. It's going to be the same attack. It's going to be physical plus unarmed. Unless you want to use, like, the ass end of the dagger, in which case I will allow that to be a light melee.
Yeah, you know what? I will just use, like, the butt of the dagger.
Okay.
So that is a 3 plus 4 plus... Sorry. Plus 1 for light melee. So
physical melee.
That's an 8.
It's an 8. You go to hit him with the butt, and he catches it with both of his hands. You can see one of those hands is still pulsing with the Aurora, but he just catches the butt. And spins low to attempt to trip you. This is actually a opposed check. So you will make a physical plus athletics check against his... Or you can choose athletics or acrobatics, but against his physical plus athletics.
Okay, I'm going to use acrobatics.
10. You're trying to beat a 10.
Ooh, good, because I rolled a 9.
Nice.
Plus 2, 11, plus another 2, so 13.
13. Yeah. He goes and spins and tries to trip you. You just plant your foot, and his spin is just interrupted halfway through.
Nice.
Yes. Okay. And that ends his turn. Yeah, go ahead. Your turn.
I think it's not. I think my character at this be trying to engage in comedic banter, not the aphorism, just kind of how she is. And she goes, "Aren't you quite the little fighter?" And tries again with also the butt of her knife one more time.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a 5 plus 4 again. I swear to God, I'm not using weighted dice.
It's okay.
That's a 9 plus 1, so that's 10.
10. This one actually could hang on. Does it connect? If he's... Yeah, it hits.
Nice.
Uh,
Okay.
You spin around and just right into his shoulder. You can actually hear a pop as his shoulder starts to crack. Go ahead and roll damage. It's a D4 plus your unarmed weapon skill.
Okay.
Unarmed weapon skill?
Sorry, light weapon skill. I forgot you.
Okay.
You're using the butt of the dagger, yeah.
Yes, I am. Okay, that is a 3 plus 1 of 4.
4. Yeah, it just crunch, and you can hear almost as it undoes, it just sucks back in, and you hear pop as it pops right back into place. So he spins around, holds his arm, and he's just doing this number, and he goes, "Ow!" You hear the judge, 1-1, fight continues, and he just hops up and down a minute, stretching his arm out, and then ducks low, and then goes in to dive at you. He holds both of his hands out like over to each side, and he jumps. Yeah, he jumps overhead, thematically, and just pulls both of his hands out and gusts them forward and claps. You can see this gust of wind just shoot out from his hands. I think, yeah, he just makes an attack roll.
Don't get your ass beat by some kid. Woo!
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hi, my name is Percy, and I'm regularly beat up by children.
Does a
You'd be
9
surprised.
does a 9 hit?
I have a dodge of 9.
So it hits dead on. Meaning you take, and he's only using, he's got 5 of those, so he's going to use that one again. I think that's just as many as he wants to, so he's going to use 2 of them. And you take 2 points of damage and are pushed back 5 feet. You hear the judge say, 2 concise hits. Fight continues. Your turn. The kid just lands in front of you. He's sort of huffing and puffing, and you can see his veins in his eyes are just starting to draw out, and his eyes are going bloodshot.
This is not a strategy, but she's like, "Oh, okay, so it's tiring him out. Gotcha." She didn't mean to do that, but apparently it worked. And just to clarify about the rules of the game, is it 3 total hits, or is it like 3 hits on your opponent?
3. So you have to land 3 hits on them before they land 3 hits on you, or knock them unconscious.
Okay, cool. In that case, I'm definitely gonna try and hit him again. And I might do, just for the theater of it, just do a little bit of kind of a spinning punch, again with just the butt of the dagger.
All right, do it. Roll
Okay.
a hit. Their dodge is...
Okay. And so that is an 8 plus 4 plus 1.
Definitely
Okay.
hits. Yep, absolutely hits. You land. Go ahead and roll damage.
Awesome. That is 1 on the die plus 1, so 2.
2. You hit him almost in the same spot. He goes to block it, but his hands just get battered back, and you slam your dagger's butt end into his chest. You can hear like the kind of crack of his sternum. as he stumbles back and puffs a little bit, and then uses sadistic tongue on you, which does a thing. Do you have sadistic tongue readily available? What it do?
Maybe.
I can't actually use my computer right now because of the way that it's done. I think it's right here. Yeah, it's right
yeah,
here.
as a second action, target one creature. Whenever they take an instance of damage, you regain 1 morale.
Oh, that's it. Okay, never mind. So, yeah, he's going to use... Oh, he can't use that until it's his turn again. Okay, never mind. He doesn't do anything. Yeah, so you just slam the dagger butt into him, and he stumbles back holding his chest. He looks up at you, second action, then uses sadistic tongue. He looks at you and says, "That really hurt, but I bet I could do better." And
Oh, do you now?
goes for a backflip kick. And you see as he winds the kick up, his foot turns, lights a blaze with Aurora and just comes down quickly. And 6, 7, 8. Where the hell did it go? 9, 10. 12. 12 hit?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's gonna be 0 unarmed strike. Oh, I'm sorry. It might not be that, so it's a 6. It's a 10. Does a 10 hit?
Yeah, my dodge is 9. So.
Okay. Still hits. You see the boat wind up. You take 3 damage, plus an additional 1, so you take 4 damage. You take 4 damage as his foot comes around, and you go to block it, but the same thing happens to you as he hits your shoulder into your arm, and you can feel your shoulder just crunch under the weight as you get pushed back. Are you still conscious?
No, I'm out for the count.
Oh,
I got my ass kicked by a little kid.
Yeah, the foot just boom, and you just get battered into the ground. You can hear as you fall the sounds around you kind of blurring. 3 concise hits and a knockdown. Winner goes to this kid. And the kid just jumping around cheering. I did it! Look, did you see that? Did you see it? I won!
But if it's any consolation, the fact that he was using magic, they were using magic, and that is something you have to use iris for. They essentially spent money.
Yeah, they
to kick your ass.
Pay to win.
So
Yeah.
you were just doing it straight up old school.
So this is actually a perfect example of kind of how Percy prefers to fight, which is takes no regard for how outmatched she is, almost always gets her ass kicked and enjoys that. So
Cass, the reason you're here healing people, you see,
I know, my time to shine.
Yeah, your newfound friend get fucking murked by this kid who's still jumping around and cheering. And Nonagon, you also see this exchange go down. Cass, what are you doing?
Well, my first thought is, I told them not to put so much weight on their left foot, and look what happened.
That was clearly my downfall.
Yeah.
You went for that kick. Did you use your left or right foot?
Honestly, she probably used the right foot, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. That's what I thought. Well,
when you're right, you're right.
So,
I'm rushing over there.
all right, you charge over. As you run over there, and you know more than anyone, that there's a bunch of discarded iris on the ground. Iris that are dull. There's no aurora in them. This kid was clearly using them up and then just dropping them on the ground to grab another one. And they're just all over the ground. The kid doesn't pick them back up. He just walks over, and the people in the audience are kind of cheering for him. And you kind of see him disappear. Nonagon, however, you can follow him with your eyes if you want to and see where the kid goes.
Sure,
if you want.
Why not?
Okay. You follow him over to one of the bleacher areas. I'll go ahead and say probably the same one. But he's a couple tiers lower than you. And he's taking off these weights. As they hit the ground with a thud, and they disperse the sand. And he goes, "Oh, they're so much better." And
now he's Rock Lee
Yeah,
as well as gone.
Rock Lee and gone.
And Killua, because there was some, like,
Lightning
He's their
shit.
son.
aura.
Definitely. Oh my god, that's true.
You just found an anime protagonist.
Yeah, I was gonna
The
say,
anime
you don't even need to
protagonist.
feel bad about
Surprise,
losing,
this
because
is
you just
just-
lost to a shonen protagonist.
Yeah.
This
So
is just
fine.
Interact Hunter fanfiction this whole time. We're all
This
just ending.
this is the whole
Yep,
thing. Sorry,
that's what
guys.
it is.
I had to include you. But yeah. So you see this kid. He sits down. Eventually, he takes off like the armor and stuff that he was wearing, and he slings it over his back. Let me see if he notices you noticing him. Nonagon, I want you to make me one more check. I want you to make me another stealth check to hide up here, because it's been a good minute and you've moved from one location to another a couple times. So we'll go ahead and call it a physical plus stealth check.
We love that. Sneaky boy.
12. Okay. You're trying to beat a 12.
24.
24. Yeah, this kid does not
Double
see you.
it.
You do see the kid look up directly at you. And then when you look a little closer, you can see that this kid is looking past you to the stairwell that leads up to the next floor. And the kid lugs on his backpack and starts heading up that way. And the rest of you, we'll get back to Cass healing Percy in just a moment. But you two, the two up at the beach, enjoying a nice beach day. You are in the beach episode, so no, you guys, you finished.
I'm trying to run a business here.
Yeah, you finished crafting this setup. As you do, as you finally come to finish this, as it's built up, you can hear over the speakers. It's basically just like Aurora implants in the wall that allow sound to travel from one blah 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 blah. You hear the captain's voice come over the main lobby, and you hear, "Well, I hope everybody's settled in and had a good chance to explore the ship. We're scheduled for takeoff here in roughly, 15 minutes, give or take. We'll be heading up to our first stop and destination. You won't feel any difference, but if you'd like to see the leaving of the atmosphere, head up to the main deck. There's also a nice observation point. You follow through the main lobby. He gives you directions to the next place to go to. Thank you all for joining us on this excursion. Have a good day." And you hear this kind of click noise as the sound goes away. Hang on, my music has gotten too loud. I have to turn it down again.
Wow.
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 Wow. Okay, back to it. Yeah, so that's what you hear as you start setting up. You see the people who are starting to get in line as you finally finish building this. You are competing with the opportunity for them to all either go to the other person's bar or go watch the ship leave the atmosphere.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Also, Axiom, are you staying?
Hey. I was about to ask him.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
As soon as I finished building this, was that all you needed help for?
I'm gonna ask the DM something real quick.
Go ahead.
Would it be fair to say that I may have some glow sticks and a funny hat on my person or in my possession?
I will give you. You know what? Make me a check to see if you've procured these things successfully, because there's no glow sticks. There's Aurora, which you can use.
Sure.
You can use that as a glow stick, or you can have obtained some bioluminescent something from the forests at some point.
I have a better idea.
Okay.
I have the 8 pearls with magic in them. Yes.
Yes, they are infused. They are.
So
they
I
are
guess this
ambient.
will be my first time using magic, and of course on something very stupid. The spell that I want to use is illusionary formation phosphoromancy. So essentially, I'm gonna make a small rave-like situation
Gotcha.
around my shack.
Perfect.
And also, ask Axiom, if you want to make some more money, we need a dancer.
I don't dance.
Can you do the robot? Is that insensitive?
A little.
I don't mean. Okay, well, can you?
Sure. You know what? I have nothing better to do.
Alright. For this robot, since they're like all obsidian, I'm gonna like highlight all the small crevices on them like with a like chromatic or a rainbow hue, just kind of illuminating off them, while the kind of magical strobe lights and shit are going on as well.
Okay. So
around
go
the
ahead
shack.
and use the size that you want to use. I think you only have the pearls, and I think that's just a 1-cost spell, right?
It is 2,
It's a 2-cost spell.
unless you want to change it.
No. It's good for 2. So you'll roll both of the d4. So you'll roll 2 d4 dice, unless you want to use a shard. I don't know what size iris you have.
I only have the pearls.
The pearls. Okay,
So-
then you use 2 of those pearls. So go ahead and roll them.
That's a 4 and a 2.
Okay, so where the spell says the potency of the spell dice, that's going to be 6, the total of your dice roll. You used 2
Okay.
pearls, which are 2 d4 dice. What happens what does the spell say happens?
Okay. Create a stationary illusion within 30 feet of you. The illusion can occupy a radius of X feet, where X is the potency of the Aurora dice. The
Okay.
illusion is only visual, gives no sound. If interacted with, the illusion blurs.
Cool. Yeah, so you can make it as big as was it 6 feet?
So 6 feet. Okay, so I'm decorating my robot friend.
Yes. And
They're gonna be the draw, and then that's stage 1. That's part 1 of my grand scheme of things.
Okay.
Part 2 is I'm putting the lyre under the bar and telling him to kind of go auto mode. A bit of ambient music to go on.
Right, so
and
you want
then-
me to play music without you touching me? This is a perfect opportunity that I have never had before to show you that I am better than you. So yes, please, shove me down there. Let me
You
show
always
what I
knew
can
that. Yeah. I don't even know how to play you.
Yeah, I will still make you make the performance check for your lyre.
Sure.
But yeah. So what's next?
The last part to my plan is to put on the BDSM outfit and to name my stand. I'm going to name it the Space B **CH bar. So you could either say bitch or beach.
Beach.
For
Space
the
beach,
space
the space
Beach
bitch.
bar, bitch
Okay.
bar.
I thought it
And
was
then,
going to be named
yeah.
the Loosey Goosey or some shit like that.
No,
No, I
that
like
was the
mine
name of
better.
That was another. That was one of the
That
bars
was
that's
the
on
other
the
bar.
ship that we collaborated on.
Gotcha. That's
Yeah.
what the name of the old bar was. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Love it. But yeah, okay, perfect. The space bitch beach, the space bitch
Yeah.
bar. I absolutely love it. Brilliant. Absolutely wonderful display. Go ahead and you make me a. I'm gonna give you just a mental plus creativity check, and then actually, sorry, I'll call it a social plus creativity check, and then also the performance check for your lyre, which is
Sure.
instrument plus performance, and Axiom. Go ahead and make me a. Call it. How do you want to dance? How are you going to do this? How are you going to do this? You're covered in glow light. I'm going to give you lyre's creativity in addition to whatever pluses you would normally get. But how are you doing this dance?
I don't know. Presence plus performance.
Okay, that's fine. You can do that. Presence plus performance plus your creativity 7, right, lyre?
Yeah.
Yeah, so plus 7 to your total. Yeah, so it's going to be really hard for you to fail this, but
So, question. Where did you change into the BDSM outfit at?
I always have it on under the fancy clothes.
Just strip off the fancy clothes.
Superman found a found a
my
telephone
God.
booth, just went in there real quick. Jesus Christ.
Amazing. What was your
It was part of the show.
Axiom? What was your total?
12.
Nice. And Liar.
What? I have 2 different roles, right?
Yes.
Performance.
Yeah, you're gonna do the instrument plus performance check, and then I think I said social plus creativity check.
So that is a 13, and then the 13.
Okay, nice. So, yeah. Some of the people who look like really interested about leaving suddenly are all just lit up with this aurora light and music and sounds. On the other side of the beach, you can see people walking away from his bar to walk towards yours. He's still kind of setting up. He's mostly just like putting his liquor out. You don't have any liquor. So
I thought he was providing me with liquor.
Oh. You have to walk over there and say that to him.
Oh, okay. Hey, I got to stand up and running. I don't got my shot. Come on.
All right. I'll tell you what. You've attracted a crowd. Now let's see if you can make a drink. And he gives
Probably
you
not.
6 different spirits. They're all labeled with names on them, and he just hands them to you.
Okay, which ones are the good ones?
Well, that's up to
Like
you
the
to decide.
expensive shit.
You're the one who wants to run a bar. Off you go. And I'm watching you. If you just run away with those, I'll find you.
Hey, I run away with them.
All the money
Or not run
comes
away,
back
but
to
I
me.
run I run back to my stand or whatever.
Okay.
Can I appraise the alcohol?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll call it what would that be? Maybe like science plus insight, or I'll give you a couple different choices for what you feel like you want to roll. You're either going to make me a academics plus awareness check, a science plus awareness check, or a medicine plus insight check. Or instinct.
I'll do
instinct check.
science. I'll do science plus awareness.
Okay.
$12.
12.
Nice.
You pop one open and give it a sniff, and you're like, that's what Redwind drinks. It's a rum-like liqueur. It's a liquor that's made from sugar. Not specifically sugar, but a very sweet sap that comes out of a certain tree. And then there is Azrian wine, which is just really, really good wine. And then there's 2 sweet ones. You don't know what they are, but one of them's berry sweet, and then one of them is like citrus sweet.
Brilliant. I relay all of that. You still haven't told me a word of what's going on here, but here's what each of those are, and
Yeah, no, thank you. You just keep doing your dance. I like it. I like what's going on. What's going on as a whole is we're making a business, you and me, right here, right now. All right, let's fucking get to this.
all right. I'm gonna throw out some just prices on what to sell each of the drinks for, because that's what they're probably worth.
And I'm gonna hike them up because it's about the experience.
right. Absolutely. So are you going to come up with some cocktails, or are you just pouring the liquor straight?
I'll come up with cocktails, and I also got a little business model going.
Okay.
A fun little thing. Okay, so the first drink is half off, and it's a double. I don't tell them it's a double. I'm getting people shit-faced, and then they'll keep buying drinks.
Right.
Yeah, and then I don't know how to make them, so might as well make them taste like alcohol anyway.
Yeah.
So,
we'll call that a science plus creativity.
okay. There's a 10 on the die, and then I roll the next die.
D8,
Yes.
yeah.
That's a 5. So 15 plus creativity is a 7. So that's a 24 plus whatever stat is. Probably I don't have it.
It's science.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you don't know what you're doing. You just get 4 glasses. You pour various levels of different drinks into those 4 glasses. And you taste each one. They all taste different and good. You're like, that's exactly what I was going for. Different and good. Arbitrary names for these 4 drinks, and you just start dishing them out. You do well. Like, very well. A lot of people, you get people dancing just out, people walking up to your bar, getting a drink from you, walking back out and dancing. Eventually, you accrue a decent amount of wealth. How much are you charging for these drinks? What's the price per drink? You said the first one was half off, but then I'm assuming half off.
Yeah, well, I also said I was going to hike them up just in general.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess what's the average price for one of the drinks? Like, I don't know.
The most expensive is gonna be the first one, the rum, right?
Yeah, that's
sure.
The most expensive.
But like, what is expensive?
I'll give you the price of the bottle is what you know, because you probably don't order drinks at restaurants, Axiom. So the price of the bottle, you would know specifically. It's not Redwind's brand of rum. It's just done the same way. It's made in a similar way. It's just not that glowy blue color that she always drinks. You get the base version of that pre-becoming like infused with magic and shit. And the price of that, you're assuming, is probably going to be about 20 gems, and then the rest of them would go down from there. And you could probably do like 20 shots from the bottle. So making a profit would be more than 1 gem per bottle, per drink. Anything above 1 gem per drink means you make a profit.
I'll sidebar with my robot friend. What do you think we should do?
Well, we
This
are
up
on a
first.
cruise ship, and these people don't have much of an option. I'd say at least 3.
If you want to go with 4, that makes the half off easier.
That works for math,
Sure.
sure.
For sure. 4.
Alright. I'm gonna just do an arbitrary... how many... And... 34... 12... So... People aren't... There's not as many people down here as you were expecting, but there's a lot, and they're having a good time. People coming out from the beach, people just wandering in from the street. Some people just stop by to see what's going on their way up to the top deck. So you do make a good bit of money, but more importantly, there's more people on your side than there are on the other guy's side, whose name you didn't get.
Sure.
And he's just sitting up there, and he doesn't look upset at all. He occasionally looks over at you and nods and looks back at his bar and kind of polishes stuff and continues, doing his thing. People do occasionally walk over to him and see what his stuff is about. And it looks like he tells them to go over to you. And they do. And they're all having a good time. You probably make cumulatively, let's say about 200 gems throughout the night.
And how much do I have to give to him?
He
my boss
said all of it.
I have to give him all of it?
That's up to you. He said all of it, but he said all the profits go to me, is what he said.
I'll give him 150, but I'll pay the robot 50.
Okay. You don't take anything for yourself?
Not this time.
Okay. So you give you as the night kind of comes to an end, you walk over to him. Do you follow Axiom?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you still dancing? Are you still fucking working and jerking?
Yeah, sure, fuck it. I was
that
never...
strobe light's just coming off of him. He doesn't really have to do too much.
Never told to stop. Just full on Terry Crews and white chicks.
Eventually he comes over to you and tells you that we're done here. It's the night is over. But we'll get back to you guys before you wrap it up. Sure. Just see, it is a few hours of you guys doing this. So we'll get back to Nonagon, Percy, and Cass. Cass, you watch this body just go plump, plop, plop to the ground. And then the kid cheered, walked over to the body, looks at you, Percy. Percy, your eyes are kind of fading in and out. And the kid, leaning over you, goes, "That was a really good fight. I thought you'd win, honestly, but you did so good. Not many people can hit me twice." And that's...
Am I conscious enough to talk?
Yeah, you can, like, say blurry words through a concussion.
Likewise, kid. Nice job.
Fucking sick, bro. He's like, I want to fight you again. Please. I'm staying at one hotel. I wasn't given one of them fancy rooms that rich people get. I'm staying in one of them hotels. Well, hopefully, if I can get up to the 3rd floor tonight, I can stay in this fancy spiral building. That's what they said. They say if you win enough times, you can stay here. Which... Right? Look at it. Anyway, it was really nice meeting you and knocking you unconscious.
What's your name? What's your name?
People just call me Lad.
Alright, lad. Nice to meet you. Good
Cheers! He then runs off to do what Nonagon witnessed him do, put all the stuff in his bag and then run up the stairs. And Cass, sitting here over this unconscious person, well, barely conscious person, like fading in and out.
Yes, my first time actually getting to do medical stuff myself. Aren't you excited to be the guinea pig?
Are you saying this out loud?
You say that?
No.
Good. I think it would make me nervous if I knew, but I'm very honored.
Oh, and actually, never mind. I'm not going to say anything. Go on, Cass.
Oh, now I'm scared.
No, it's fine. It's.
So I go down and I crouch by this big person, and I poke them in the face to see if they're really unconscious, as you do.
Make me a physical plus medicine check.
Okay, that is a 13, and then an 8. Which is an 8.
So, 18
and
you
then
said?
a 6?
Oh, you did. Oh,
and
God.
then a 1. Okay, we landed with a D4 on the 1.
Landed on a 1. Yeah, this is like the big crit.
So we got a 10, 8, 6, and a 1. And then 3 from my... I'm not gonna do the math. That should be enough, right?
From your actual numbers. Yeah, that's definitely enough. You poke this person in the face, and from that poke alone, you just kind of like read their aura. It's not what not what you were intending on doing, but you get like a general like readout from their general. How much health do you have left?
Oh, me? I got nothing.
Did you go pretty far into the negatives, or just like?
I think I only had 1 in the negative.
Okay, so at negative
not too
1.
far, but...
You know that they're unconscious. None of their injuries were any kind of permanent. They'll probably suffer some bruising when they heal up, but healing up would either take literally just sleeping it off, and they'd be back up to mechanically full health, but they'd be back in working condition with maybe a few bruises and like a scrape on their cheek from the kid's like shoelace slicing their cheek, or not shoelace, like a belt buckle slicing their cheek. But you do know she's pretty like okay as far as mental health goes. She seemed like she was totally fine having that conversation with that kid, but you do read something odd about their aura. She seems to have something different about her energy. You can't quite tell why, but you know her aura is different than most humans.
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna, what good am I if I can't do a little healy every now and then? So let's do a little Aurora healing.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna use one of my Pearl Gem shards because she doesn't seem like that bad. So yeah, we're gonna do that.
Do it. So you
That's a D4, right?
Yes.
Okay, we got a 4. I'm rolling so good right now.
4.
I'm using Google Dice Roller.
Really? Oh, the fucking where it shows like the blocks. It shows the actual dice being rolled.
Yeah, I'm just fucking using Google Dice Roller because I didn't feel like getting mine out. And
Yeah,
it's
I
doing me
didn't.
so good.
I didn't get quite enough of mine out, but I got my pretty a labradorite dice going. They're very pretty. But anyway,
If we're gonna have a dice moment, these dice cost me over $100, so I'm legally obligated to talk about them every chance I get. And they have
Absolutely.
these like little
Nice.
clouds inside of them.
Oh.
I
Ooh,
absolutely love
oh,
them.
that's really
Gorgeous.
cool.
so pretty, so pretty. My I don't know. Mine were a gift, but I love. Are they gem dice or are they like handcrafted dice?
No, they're handcrafted. I love this dice maker. Not sponsored. This is Everything Dice. I just at Everything Dice on Instagram.
Oh,
Link in it
yeah,
below.
Yeah, I almost bought some of their dice.
Everything dice TM. Yeah.
Everything dice TM.
Oh, okay. So that's a 4 plus what? Or is that just a thing?
I don't know. Depends on what type of healing you're doing. Are you doing?
Aurora healing, you derive life essence from your aurora, channel it to alleviate pain, elevate natural healing process. So I think you just heal 4.
Yeah. It just heals for the 4. So you, is it touch? Does it say like how far away the person has to be? If it doesn't specify, I think
Adjacent target. Adjacent
yeah.
target.
Okay. So you actually draw. So you pull I missed the opportunity to describe Liar casting a spell earlier, so I'm going to take the opportunity now. You pull out the pearl in your hand, and you can see the aurora turning and channeling within it. You can see it. You can feel it pulsing. You draw it out in this kind of puff of pulsing aurora energy. And with it, almost using your finger as a pen, draw, using it as the paint, in the air directly over top of them, these shapes in runes and symbols. You twist them around in your hand and just slam it down into her chest. The aurora just fuses into her body, and your wounds begin healing. You get 4 health back.
Is this a bad time to mention I could have just used my aura from...
You could have. It would have looked differently, but this was a cool way. This was an opportunity to describe it anyway, so yeah.
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
heal.
That's a whole snack I could have eaten.
It is. It's a whole snack you could have eaten.
Well, you've restored me to a whole snack once again,
A
so thank
snack
you.
for a snack, I guess.
You look down, and just like all of the other discarded ones on the arena field, your pearl is completely empty, and there's no ambient aurora, nothing floating around for you to just eat. It's all gone. And the
Put it
aurora
back in
from
my pocket.
Yeah, you just put the empty shell in your pocket. There's also, I think, 5. Yeah, there's 5 discarded iris shells on the ground that you could just pick up and pocket if you wanted to.
Good.
Oh yeah. I'm pocketing those.
Just fucking taking those bitches. That's 5 uninfused pearls right there. Yeah.
Just to confirm, are we still doing the quartz, sapphire, emerald, ruby, or is it now just
It's-
the pearl?
Just
It's the
gem shards. So gem shards is money. There, you could like thematically have those as like what it looks like when you put it out. Because yes, there are still pearls. There are still like quartz, sapphire, ruby, emerald. They're still there. They just only count as the value. I'm not worried about like which ones you're using. It's just all flat.
When it's
right.
magic, but like
As far as just regular
my
money
pearls
goes.
were of sapphire, not quartz, but they had the magic.
So pearls are iris. That's not money. That's like your magic stuff. Think of it like bullets in a gun.
I thought the money was magic.
Gems is money. You can use.
You can buy stuff with the shards and pearls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like they are.
So
Like it's like I think they
they
convert from gems to this stuff.
Yeah, they convert over. Sorry, I didn't mean to try to talk over to you. The way it's done is you have iris, which is what you use to cast spells. Think of it like bullets for your magic gun, and then you have gems, which you can spend for money. You could also give away your bullets for money if you wanted to, and give that as a direct exchange for how much value they're worth. People usually accept them as currency. However, it's magic, so not a lot of people will do that unless they're really rich and want to show off.
But the different categories of pearls, shards, gems, can those be categorized under the different quartz, sapphire, emerald, ruby?
There's a chart in the book. I think it's on page 80.
I'm on the chart. Yeah.
But yeah, they're valued at different. They have different values.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was what I thought. So
yeah.
So I had 8 sapphire pearls of magic, but now I have 5, and then 2 exhausted sapphire pearls.
Yes. Iris pearls. The sapphire is just like what they're valued at. But yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Just for terminology's sake. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so, Percy, you're sitting on the ground and you feel all of your wounds start to heal and your consciousness starts to fade back into full, and you see this person, the medic person who was standing behind you, healed you up.
Right, well.
I didn't even say anything. Cass is gonna come out and say you shouldn't have put so much pressure on your left leg.
You know, maybe you're right. I didn't realize you would just, if I'm honest, I just sort of thought that you would just, one of those types of people that tells everybody that, but it turns out you know what you're talking about. So thanks for that. That feels lovely. She cracks her neck and she stands up, and she's gonna head over to the bar.
Okay.
I'm following you because I'm concerned about you.
As you look around, you do find a bar, but as you start to walk away, the judge person who was on your side walks over to you and hands you a little red chip, and he says, "Put this on your marker. Determines how often you win and lose. You get 10 wins, you get to go upstairs."
Okay, cool. Thank you for that. Love carrying around a red flag of loserdom.
You'll probably make a couple more. Don't worry. You don't lose out or anything. It's just a reminder that you lost.
Love that. That's really good. Love it. It feels great, and I'm definitely coming back. I'm not being sarcastic. Love losing.
You're a strange one. You're next, Silver. He looks at you, Cass. Step in the ring.
Cass just points at himself and then just goes like, "What?"
Percy's gonna stick around for this, actually. I think she thought that Cass wouldn't end up fighting, and now that it seems like they might, she's like, oh, never mind.
Standing on the other end of the ring is a man with a shark face, and just like big, like just a thick boy, and he's got a scar over one eye, and he's got runes carved into his knuckles that display some word in a language you probably don't know, and he looks like he's just sitting over there waiting, just kind of twirling his shoulders over, and slung across his back is like a big hammer.
Oh yeah, I forgot I have a fucking halberd with me.
You do. Yeah, you're walking around strapped with an actual weapon. But most of the guard staff use polearms, so it's not that uncommon to see the staff with polearms. It is weird to see a medic with it, but people haven't been here that long.
It's just who I am as a man.
Yeah. Are you stepping into the ring with the big shark man?
Well, he told me to, so I have to. What am I gonna do? Disobey somebody who tells me to do something?
Can Cass not think for himself?
No.
No. Oh, Cass, you step into the ring. Before anything goes on from here, Nonagon, what are you doing? You can choose to continue watching this fight, or you can try to follow that kid upstairs.
So, actually,
we have a history of following kids.
So, Nonagon actually heard the announcement that we're about to, take off.
Yes.
And he actually wants to go watch the lift-off. He wants to go see on top of the deck, as we leave. So he's gonna...
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, he's just gonna be like, okay, table this. I have more important things to do. and he's just gonna leave. He's got a mental note about the kid and about Percy and Cass, but aside from that, he's got something else on his mind.
So, Nonagon, you leave this area. You step outside. You can see the ship actually starting to rise up. You don't feel any difference in like atmosphere or anything. And where are you going to go on the ship? I'll give you a couple of the locations that you know of. You were told to go to the observation area, which is through the main lobby, and then you can just pop out to the other side and then look over, which is, it's kind of like a balcony on the back end of the ship. Or you can just stay up on the top and just try to make your way up to a higher vantage point at the top. You could maybe walk to the top of this tower, which might be a nice view, or just go to the very front of the ship, which you're not far from.
He might, if there's some place to go that isn't the observation deck, but is still, like, close to the edge of the ship that he could, like, kind of see, like, lean out over.
Yeah.
He would go there, but if the only place easily available is the observation deck like that, he would just go there.
It is not, actually. As you step out of the arena, this cornucopia, this spirally building, as you step out from it, you can see a lot of people flooding in the same direction. They're all flooding behind the building, and they're going down some kind of like roadway with like a bridge and an arch that leads you somewhere closer to what you're assuming is the front of the ship. And from there, it looks like people start branching out. You could also just go directly to the side, where you can see like a few buildings. They're just kind of like layered tiers in the ship's architecture that would let you go inside of. You don't really know what's in there, but you could just go up over that, and you might assume that there might be an edge somewhere in that direction. Clearly, if you walk anywhere long enough in one direction, you'll eventually hit the edge of the ship.
I think it's probably just easier to go to the observation deck.
Fair.
So he's gonna make his way there.
Okay. You make your way to the observation deck, which means you have to get back on that lift thing, follow it. From the lift, you're actually pretty high up, and there's not a lot of other people in here. So you're relatively alone in this lift. There's just one other person in this lift with you. As you look out over the lift just making its way slowly across, you can see the trees and everything start to get smaller as the ship lifts up. You can see huge mountains turn into small hills and eventually kind of disappear into the map-like landscape as you're just looking over. You can see the waterfalls, and everything just slowly gets smaller and smaller until you can see the curve of this planet. Weirdly, off to the north of where you just were, you see one very tall mountain. Atop that mountain is a diamond shape. It's just floating above the point of the mountain, like a Sims little diamond above their head, but it's just floating above the mountaintop. And it just gets smaller and smaller until you can just see the aurora glow that's just kind of emanating off of this globe of a marble as it slowly gets smaller and smaller. And if eventually your little lift comes to a stop and you can climb off of it. And from here, you actually have quite a beautiful view. You're actually sitting in one of like the ring, like crow's nest things around the mast, and you can lean over and look over the edge. Do you make any dialogue with the person who's sitting in there? Or do you even pay any attention to them, or just ignore them entirely?
I think I am kind of focused on the view in front of me, and also, so I can lean out over the edge now, right?
You can now, yes.
So Nonagona's gonna reach into his pocket, and he's gonna take out a ring, and he's gonna look at it for a second, clearly thinking about something, and then he's gonna toss it out over at the edge, and then he's gonna immediately pick and try and reach over and grab it
Okay.
before it can.
As you go to toss it, you have to throw it pretty hard to get it like over the edge as you're like on one of the masts overlooking the edge. So like here's the bottom, here's the mast, and you're like here. You'd have to throw it hard enough so that it goes there. So you have to like fucking pull back and huck it. So it's gonna make it.
I'm fully aware. I don't think Nonagon manages to catch it.
Okay.
I think it's just you can tell that he almost immediately, his instinct is to regret this decision that he's just made.
I'm still gonna make you make a check. Go ahead and make me a physical plus acrobatics check to see if you can catch it out of the air. Yeah.
Wipe out.
A very bad failure might put you over the edge of this mast, but we'll see.
Ooh. I almost wish I had gotten really bad then. Just for the drama of it.
Yeah, the drama of it.
It's gonna be 13.
13.
Wait, 12. Never mind.
12. Okay, so you don't manage to catch it. So you throw it, you reach out. I set the difficulty as hard because it's not that easy to huck something and then immediately grab it out of the air. You throw it and then you go to swing for it and you slam against the railing as you see it arch and then start to fall. So you follow it with your eyes down until you see it hit something physical out beyond the ship, some kind of a barrier, and you see it spark. Don't know what happened to it, but somewhere down there, floating against a barrier, you can actually see it displacing the barrier, whatever object. It's very small, very faint down there, but you can see it kind of glitching out the barrier just way down there. The person who was riding in that cart with you walks over and tries to look over the edge to see what you threw. Now you can get a better image of them as a person. They're wearing almost all black and a very tight black corset with flowing shoulder plumages that kind of go down their back, clipped on almost like a cape, but it plumes out over their shoulders a little bit more, and a long flowing black dress with just different shades of black and gray. They have a veil covering their face. They look at you, and with an elderly voice, you hear, "I know the feeling. I just couldn't bring myself to do it yet." And she looks at her hand, and too has a ring on her hand. You see black nail polish.
Yeah.
Goth grandma?
Goth grandma.
Oh, well, what was your situation like? I'm trying to convince myself that was for the best. It was for the best. But what's your story?
Well, memories at my age fade in and out. It's hard to piece together all the things that happened. I was widowed. Widowed by suicide. I'd rather not get too into it, but it's a burden to carry the weight of an estate entirely on your own. The weight of a tarnished estate at that. You can't see her face, but you can tell she's looking longingly. You can see the outline of her face and tell that she's a human. But you can't see much beyond just human features, elderly human features underneath of a mask. And you can see that her hair's cut very short. She's got tiny, tiny short bangs. That's all you can really tell beyond the veil. She's just looking over the edge. You can tell that she's crippled by the weight of watching you do that and wanting to do the same thing. She just can't bring herself to do it.
Well, I can't say I know what it's like to be widowed. I feel I am probably more on the side of the one doing the widowing, but...
Are you admitting to me that you're an assassin, child?
If that's how you interpret it, I suppose be my guest. It's not true.
Well, no.
I don't believe it's true. But... Oh! no, sorry. I meant more in the sense of my own relationship. More so, I was being metaphorical. I'm sorry. It, you know how it is.
She just slowly nods. I do. The nature of things when death is involved can become complicated at best. You find yourself in a place of strength now that you've done this.
I think it's the first step towards that place of strength, and I think it was a fucking bitch of a first step. Been trying to get the courage to do that for a while, but it's something poetic about doing it now, so I guess I'm glad I pussied out up until now.
This is a good poetic moment to do that. She looks over the edge. The barrier displacement seems to have vanished, and there's no scar or residue down there, so you could assume it's probably long gone. She looks at her ring, feel in my status throwing away an item of this much value. She slides it off of her finger with a little bit of trouble. You can tell that it's been on her hand for a long time, and she has to really pop it over the knuckles and slides it off of her finger. Looks at it. Looking at this ring, it looks immaculate. It's probably worth a lot of money. And she holds it out to you. Maybe replace one with another.
Well, shucks, I'm not really sure. We just met, you know?
Well, it's either I give this item of immaculate value to someone, and I know very few people have little connections, or I throw it over the edge. And she reaches up like she's about to throw it.
Well, I would say, which one do you think would grant you better peace of mind?
Well, my question for you would be, assassin, is what would you do with it?
Sorry, Trinity said she don't want to know.
Trinity was like, it's not worth it, I'm gone.
What happened? My internet blanked out. No, I just commented on the fact that you were, that you left.
You just disappeared,
yeah.
Your timing was very funny.
Oh, fuck, and now I forgot what the last thing she said to me was.
What would you do with it?
Eat it.
To be honest, I would view it as a gift, and I'd probably keep it. Wouldn't do to throw away something somebody gave you, without good reason. Given that I did just, I suppose, technically do that.
She gives you can see her face kind of distorts under the mask. Not in a creepy way, she probably smiled or something. The veil shifts. And she holds it out to you. Hold on to it for me, then, until I have the strength to throw it, or until you find a better use for it. We'll be on this ship for a long time, and I'll sure we'll cross paths again. And she holds it out and takes your hand in hers. Her hands are cold, and she just drops it into your hand.
Well, thank you for trusting me with it, although I do think I hope you find the strength to let go of it in a more permanent manner one day.
As do I. Would you mind sitting here with me in silence for a while as we look out over the world disappearing?
You know, normally not a huge fan of silence. Had too much of it in my life, but I think this is time that calls for it. So sure.
She just nods slowly and holds your hand, if you let her, and just stares out over the...
I think he's hesitant about it, and eventually he kind of relents, but the entire time there's a slight tremor in his hand. Like he's not used to that kind of
level of like, I wouldn't call it intimacy, but it's definitely like a social barrier that's being broken.
Yeah.
It's more like your hand's on the balcony ledge and she just places her hand on top of yours. Again, her hands are very cold and incredibly bony. You know what? Go ahead and make me a academics plus politics check. Just see if you get any recognition from this person, if you maybe heard of their house or who they are. A disgraced family and a woman widowed by the head of the family suicide.
That is only a 9. I am not particularly well versed in either of those.
It's definitely not a far stretch. But with your background and limited connections, I would probably say you probably don't know. I'd give you maybe the inkling that like this woman may be of some importance, but that's all I'll give you. And you sit here in silence for some time, watching the world disappear, and you can see the massive planet above get bigger and then smaller as you fly away. Eventually, you see both of those planets shrink until they are small little marbles off into the distance, glossed over by this shimmering hue of some kind of arcane energy that's just warping and wrapping around them. You can see off in front of you, if you look in that general direction, the massive ship laid out before you, as it's pretty big. You never actually made it to the observation deck, by the way. You're sitting here in a different spot, and it's just the two of you up here. There's not many other people, which it's been hard to find actual privacy in this ship so far. But as you look out towards the front of the ship, you can see that it's heading towards some kind of streaming light of technicolor prismatic pattern. It's kind of like a cloud that's just streaming off, and it arcs away into the sky, almost like a serpent. Makes patterns and waves and disappears off into the distance. Once the ship hits this prismatic cloud snake, whatever you want to call it, you might know what it is. It's the stream of Aurora that just makes its way around, disappears and reappears in different places. When the ship hits it, the sails burst open, and they have these hexagonal patterns just displayed out before all of them, and in the crevices of each pattern, of each shape, you see them just begin to glow as they absorb this light, and the ship picks up speed. All of the stars and lights around you just warp and blur as you see the ship moving quickly, but you don't feel it. No like change in inertia or like quick like punch of speed as the ship picks up. You don't move back or anything. It feels like you're standing on solid ground.
Right. And I think just to kind of maybe close out the scene, Nonagon takes in like a very deep shuddering breath. He carries himself with a lot of tension, and as he takes in this breath and lets it out, that tension remains. It's almost kind of anticlimactic.
Climactic?
One about it.
Climactic.
Still very, very tense.
She eventually pulls herself off of the balcony ledge and looks at you, noticing your tenseness, and says, "Thank you for this opportunity. We were supposed to come here together, you and I. It was nice to not be alone. Well, perhaps we shall meet again." And she starts to walk down the ladder and just walks away from you.
I feel like Space Oddity should have been playing during that scene.
Space Odyssey. Yeah, that would have been a good one. And with that, we will hop back over to the two of the two what are we going to call you guys? Entrepreneurs. Yeah, the two entrepreneurs. You guys come the night comes to an end, and eventually he walks over to you. Right, so you did a good job. Now, the question is this something that you want to do every single night? There's a lot of this ship to explore, and you seem like the explorer, not the sit still in a tavern, pouring drinks for poor subs.
Be a part-time job.
I'll tell you what, you did good. Once a skies pass, 1 week, once a week, you come here and you work for me. And
Sounds fair enough.
you make a good spectacle of it. Lots of these folk, they could have gone up there and seen probably the greatest thing that they're ever gonna see in their life, and they decided to stay down
And instead
there.
they watched him dance. So yeah, great night.
Did. You've got a knack for what you do. So sure. And the money from tonight, keep half of it, give me the other half. And the bottles. The bottles are
so I gave
probably
him
mostly empty
150s.
as well.
Yeah, I gave him 150, so I get what?
50 back. Yeah,
Okay.
so you can keep so you can you gave him 150. Oh yeah, so he'll give you the other half of it. So yeah, he gives you what, like
75 would it be?
75, yeah, 75 gems. So yeah, he gives you 75 gems.
I
Oh
go
no,
to
sorry,
pay my,
he gives you more than that, because he gives you the entirety of what they both made. So he gives you like he gives you, I'd say 100. Yeah, he gives you like 100 gems.
Okay, damn, right. Well, I go to pay my new robot friend then.
Yep.
Hey, Actium, was it?
Yes.
Carpenter, go-go dancer, alcohol appraiser. I give him like a wide, flirting smile. It's a pleasure to work with you.
And you as well. We done here?
That's 3 out of 4 now.
Here's your cut. And I hold up my hand with the 50 gem. Sorry.
I take it. Appreciated. Well, I'll be around if you need me again. And I start
Sure.
to just walk off.
That's fair. Yeah. I'll do the same. I'll start to retire for the night as well.
Okay. Liar, you haven't gone to your rooms yet, have you?
Yeah, I have no idea where it is.
Yeah. Axiom, you do know where your rooms are. Are you just gonna go there? Go to turn in?
No, I'm gonna go just like, cause I don't need to sleep, right? Like that's
You
not
do.
a thing.
You do need to rest. But
Legion didn't need to rest.
yeah, you do need to power down. I wouldn't even call it that. You basically just need
Recharge.
to recharge. Let your body kind of like relax and let it repair itself. It is something
I'm
that
gonna-
it does need to do.
I'm
Then
gonna
Daniel
make
need to
a
work.
comment in character about how Legion didn't need to sleep and how this is bullshit.
Legion was a monster.
Legion, yeah. Anyways, so then yeah, I'll retire for the night. Fuck it.
Okay.
Is there just like a construct charging station on the ship?
No, constructs don't need to plug into anything. Their bodies will repair themselves just like mortal bodies do. But if you go too long without resting or sleeping, the body doesn't get the opportunity to repair the mind, so constructs will start to go crazy if they don't sleep.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, they can perform repairs on their bodies without it, but their mind is something that actually needs to rest. It's a mortal mind, so it still needs the same care and focus that a mortal body would need. It's just a metal case. So you go to the location where you know well, you actually don't know where it is, so you have to peruse a little bit to find it. And you eventually realize that you have to go in the same direction as that Emberkin just went to find your quarters.
Okay.
So you walk there a few paces behind them, and Liar, you make your way down. You're looking for something. You don't know quite what. You eventually come to a stairwell that leads down, and 3 branching hallways, one with a green carpet, one with a red carpet, and one with a gold carpet. The same colors as the 3 gates that you approached.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by his toe. If he hollers, let him... fuck it, I'll just go
Go with, which color?
gold.
Gold? Okay, so you walk down the gold path. And you, Axiom, walk down the same one. You continue down the gold path, which isn't particularly long. It's, I'd say, probably one hallway about 50 yards that branches off into 2 that go 50 yards in either direction. And that's it, with doors along the sides. They're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on down the hallway. You walk around, and now you're just in this T-shaped hallway. At the very end of the hallway, there's a tall mirror, and next to the tall mirror are 2 small doors. And then a bunch of other doors that are all labeled with numbers. These are the only 2 that don't have numbers.
What kind of key do we have to these rooms? Is it like a card key? Is a magical key? Normal, physical?
You pull out your passport, and it is a wooden rectangle with the sides painted green, and runes, magical runes carved into it, and it does give a nice shimmer in the aurora light. There's a coil, a metal coil wrapped around one end that comes to a shape, like a twisted metal key shape. Looking at that, you're like, yes, this is how you would get into a room. Eventually, while you're standing here, Axiom walks past you. Axiom, you look at your thing with a gold brim around the passport, and there's a number attached to it written in the Aurora script. And you follow that, walk over, and slide it into this little slit in the side of a door. And you just stick it in, and the door opens. You step inside, and there's just a room full of bunks. It's not a particularly large room. I'd say probably 50 square feet. And there's just bunks with little locker doors along the far end of the room. There's no port to look outside or anything like that, and it's relatively rudimentary wooden box room. Liar, you see this happen.
I try every door I pass, till about 20 of them. Then I give up and start to walk away.
Okay. You walk out of the gold carpet hallway and walk back out into that open kind of foyer room that has the 3 hallways in it. And you look at one hallway that's green, and one that's red, and one that's the gold.
I'm gonna go sleep in the jungle part of the ship, where I could see the sky. I'm gonna just go sleep there.
You just go out. You fly up. Okay, brilliant. You make your way back up there, and eventually you just take a nice little rest outside.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All right. Back to Cass's fight. Cass.
Oh God.
Standing before you is a roughly 7 foot tall, all muscle shark man with beady black eyes and a sleeves ripped off tunic shirt and leather wrap pants. He has kind of held in one hand and over his back on his shoulder a large hammer. He steps out into the ring and looks down at you, looks you up and down, and then looks over to where the kid was, who's now just walking away, is almost gone at this point, and then looks at you again and narrows his eyes.
I'm just gonna be like, hello, I'm Cass.
The fight may Begin! You hear both of them say. Roll initiative. Or you can forego initiative.
I think I should get a bonus to initiative. +5, so that's gonna be 11.
Nice. This guy... Oh, gotta flip the page. Ooh. I'll find it.
God. Cass wasn't built to fight.
Poor Cass is just gonna get, like, just fully KO'd. Maybe not. Maybe not. You might be okay. Yeah, so what was your total again?
11.
Okay. Okay, so they got a 10. So you're actually going first. As you can see, this person's taking a while to like sling this heavy maul off of his shoulders. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna enter Moon Stance.
Okay.
Because I realized that 2 of the stances I took I can't use, so I should probably change those at some point.
Oh, why can't you use them? Prerequisites or?
So Guardian Stance I might actually use if depending on what you say. It says, while in this stance your movement is halved, you gain the benefit of using a shield at the expense of your instant action, but it doesn't say if you need a shield or not. It just says you gain the benefit of a shield. So do I need a shield for
To
it?
me, that sounds like you don't need a shield.
That's what I thought too when I took it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it would give you the benefit of using a shield, which means so a shield to use to like put up and defend yourself, you have to spend an instant action to utilize your shield. Otherwise, it just goes to your armor. You could use the shield as extra armor, but you have to spend your instant action to do it.
Okay, so can I just enter that even though I don't have a shield?
You can, but it means you're putting your arm up like you have a shield, and then I guess like leveling your thing. It won't do anything though until you acquire a shield.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Okay, that's what I was
Yeah.
asking. My internet just kind of went out when you were explaining it.
Yeah, so you need to have a shield
so yeah.
for it to functionally do anything for you. Otherwise, you'd just be placing your arm straight out in front of you and then lowering, I guess, your weapon on top of your arm, which wouldn't do much because people would just hit
Which
you.
I had a shield and then I sold it.
Yep. Yep.
You
You can still enter the stance like you have one and then look at your arm and be like, fuck, I don't have a shield. But it's up to you.
No, and then Kata stance I took, and then I forgot they required a focus skill of 5, so I don't have that either. So I need to rearrange those.
Rearrange some stances.
So yeah, so for now I'll just go to Moon Stance.
You can also leave those spaces open to learn other stances later. You can also swap stances out later, but there are opportunities to learn stances that aren't written down in the book, things that are like story driven, like a new stance.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can leave slots open if you'd like to. But
Okay,
you can
yeah,
also
I'll leave
just...
one slot open,
Okay.
and then I'll change the other one.
Cool. Actually,
Actually,
I'm not going to
back-
make you take a slot to learn a story-driven stance. Never mind. Scratch that. You can fill up with stances if I give you a new stance that just goes on top of the ones you already know.
I should have taken Rakish Stance. I feel like a fool.
You can take it now if you have stances that don't do anything for you.
Okay, great. I will take Rakish Stance.
Cool. Rakish stance.
Yeah, in this stance you gain a +2 bonus to your dodge based for any animal that fails to attack you at the end of your turn. Okay, yeah. We're entering.
I love that stance.
It's a good
Yeah,
one.
we're gonna-
You know I chose it in this one too. I only used it
for
in
sure.
one fight last time, but it was great.
It was useful. I loved Shihiro just always being in blood stance. It was just
yeah,
a
that
good
was great.
always, no matter what the occasion, always looks like he's ready to just get hit.
So for this turn, if I have hastened action, is my dodge for my first turn 11? Because I
No,
think hastened action
no.
only affects my first turn, or is it
Yeah.
just to initiative?
It's just your initiative, yeah. Your dodge
Okay,
check
that's
is
what I
just
thought.
your initiative, yeah.
Okay, so I'll still enter Rakish, and then that is a action, right? It's been a while since I did combat in the system. Is that an action? Or is it a second action?
It is a second action to enter a stance. You can
Okay.
enter Rakish Stance as an instant action, though. Because that's what Rakish
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna... Oh, that's right, I literally can read it. Yeah. Hi, combat. So I'm gonna enter Rakish Stance. And then...
And then...
I am going to... You can't... Okay, I have so many questions. You can't do aphorisms and stances, right?
You can. It's just spells that you can't cast while in stances. Unless you are that kid who just beat the shit out of Percy. In which case you can.
Unless you're that kid who just beat the shit out of Percy.
Look, he's special.
That kid was a combination of Gon, Killua, and Rock Lee. So,
yeah.
genuinely, I think it's their world and we're just living in it. Like, this
Honestly,
is their
I feel
story,
honored to have
pretty
gotten
much.
like 2 hits in on them.
Yeah, so I'm gonna use bulk. So as a first action, cause an adjacent target to lose one of their instant actions, and I gain plus 10 movement speed. And I'm going to run away.
Okay. So, like, exit the fighting ring, run away, or just get as far away as you can?
No. I'm just gonna be like, I'm sorry, and then just kind of like circle out.
He, like, tilts his head at you and says something in a language that you don't know. A deep, chalky voice. Almost sultry, but in, like, a way that, like, a sultry man has smoked way too much.
Am I being seduced right now?
That just makes it sound better.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
And that will be, you know, my whole little turn there.
Your whole turn. He looks at you and then takes in a deep breath, slings the hammer over his head, and slams it into the ground. As it hits the ground, it hits heavy, and he uses the momentum of the swinging hammer to propel himself up through the air, using it almost like a javelin, to come at you foot first. And he's going to try to kick you in the face. He might miss.
My moneymaker!
So does a 10 hit?
Yeah, it does.
You take a boot to the noggin, and you take 2 points of damage as this boot just slams into your face. He then brings it around with another kick. Both of them feats. This one's an 8. There's an 8 hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Cass. Oh, that's a 3. 3 damage as he just propels himself forward, kicks you once, and then spins around as he falls and knees you in the side.
Wait, so how much damage total is that? I forgot.
5, I think.
Oh, okay.
You hear the judge say, 2 concise hits. Battle continues. And the shark man just lands on the ground and then takes a long jump back.
Well, you know, I don't like getting kicked in the face, and
No.
I do have a slight anger somewhere inside Cass, in a very deep part. But getting kicked in the face does tend to bring that out in people.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my little polearm, and I am instead going to switch out of Rakish Stance into Moon Stance, and I am going to whack at him with my halberd. I keep calling him halberd with my polearm.
Polearm. Yeah, do it. Give him the old whappy bappy.
Razzle dazzle. Okay, so you gotta remind me how to do this again.
So
it is a 10 plus physical and what else?
Plus the weapon skill. I think this is a medium melee weapon.
Oh! Google is doing me so good today. That is a 10.
Oh.
So,
Big
so we roll an
critties.
8.
Nice.
Okay, that's a 3. That's a 3. That's fine. Okay,
Awesome.
so 13, 14, 15, 16, 16 plus 6 is what?
You hit.
And it's enough. Yes, I have a 6 in medium melee weapon.
Okay, yeah, you definitely hit. Jesus Christ, Cass just fucking hauls,
Last cannon, baby.
just swings this huge ass halberd. Are you hitting him with a blade of it, or are you hitting him with the ass end?
I feel like I don't know. Fuck. We'll go ass end first. We'll go ass end first.
Okay.
As it should be.
Yeah, ass end first, as
In all things.
In
as
all
the
ways.
world.
I walk into every doorway ass end
ass
first.
But yeah. Go ahead and give me that damage.
So that is a d6 plus my medium melee,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. D6 plus medium melee skill.
Okay, so 10 damage.
All right. Nice. As you do, you just boom right into his ribs. He goes to block his face, but you hit him in the ribs, and you hear it crack through all this meat and muscle, and his body goes to the side a little bit, and he has to catch himself on the ground.
Oh, and plus 3 to his armor from Moon's Dance.
Yeah.
Your physical steel, yeah.
So his armor gone as the end hits. You can see it just snaps in a few places and falls off. He only had chainmail on anyway. It just crumbles to the ground as he broken enough.
Get good, I guess.
Yep. Yeah.
And I'm just gonna be like, I'm sorry. Are you okay? I'm sorry.
You see him just shake his head, and then he lets out a really, really loud, burly scream as he charges over in your direction. You were far enough away to hit him with a polearm, so he just kind of like bull rushes you and brings both of his fists out forward and goes to scoop you up.
Oh,
go ahead and make
my wedding night?
Go ahead and make me an opposed physical athletics check.
Okay.
Or acrobatics. Your choice of athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, so that is a 9, 10, 11, 12.
12. He rolled a 10 on the die, plus 3, so 13.
Ah! First I get flirted with, and now I'm getting scooped up before my wedding night? What is happening?
So he won. I don't need to add all of the other numbers. Wait, what was your total roll?
It was 12.
Okay, yeah, he definitely won. So yeah, he goes in, and you go to dive away, but he grabs you, and actually that's all he can do. So he's got you grabbed. It looks like he's about to jump up into the air. It is your turn now.
Okay, can I bite him?
Yeah, it's an unarmed attack.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I don't have access to my arms really right now, do I?
You can still make attacks. It's just... Oh, no, you can't use a polearm while grappled. You can punch.
Nope.
But you cannot use your polearm while grappled.
What if I kicked him in the nuts?
You can give it a shot. It's going to be an unarmed melee check, so it'll be physical plus unarmed.
Okay, what do we get, dice? What do we get? Oh, fuck. Okay, that's another 10. Not 10, like, it's 10 with physical.
With pluses.
I didn't roll
hit. That does hit. Do you have any pluses to your unarmed?
No.
Then it just does 1 damage. As you just bring your foot back and slam it up, you hear him go, and the judge says, 2 concise hits. The battle continues, and it is now his turn.
Imagine getting a concise hit from the nuts, man.
Are
you even the real winner here?
He now can no longer jump and slam into the ground, because it would technically count as a hit on him, probably. Because he was just going to just take 2. He was just going to take 1 point and slam you into the ground. But now he can't do that. So instead, he is going to try and throw you. So he's just going to try to huck you out of the ring. So go ahead and make me a physical plus your choice of athletics or acrobatics. It's just another grapple attempt.
Well, I have neither of those, so let's go, baby. What do we get? Google be good to me. Okay, another 7. Okay, so that's still a 10.
Still a 10. And he got an 11. So he does. He fucking throws you. But he can't actually throw you that far. So he just hucks you. And you land on the ground with a thud. But the judge doesn't say anything. And the shark man looks at the judge and throws his hands up. And the judge just...
Well, it wasn't a hit. He didn't hit me. He just threw me on the ground.
The judge just does like a... Doesn't count. And it is now your turn. He looks pissed.
Well, tough luck, buddy. I'm gonna, I just want this to be over, so I'm gonna try to hit him again.
Okay, you're just gonna give him the old boppity bop.
The razzle dazzle, yeah. So let's see, that is a roll. Oh, I swear to God, I'm not lying. Google was just really nice to me today.
Another 10.
It was another. Okay, that was a 10 on the die.
Nice.
This was an 8 on the die. Do you want me to share my screen? Because I promise I'm not lying.
I believe you.
Okay. A 6 on the fucking...
Jesus.
I think it's a 4. I'm gonna lose my shit. It's a 1. Okay. Okay, we're good.
You hit. You don't need to do the math. You definitely hit. Just go ahead and roll that damage. Because you may knock him out. I doubt it.
Oh my God.
He's got a lot of health. Well, he doesn't have any armor anymore, but he's got a lot of health.
Jesus Christ, I haven't rolled that good like ever. I'm fucking sick.
Max damage.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, that's 12.
12.
That's 12 damage.
He's not unconscious, but it definitely looks like it hurt. You just slam the weapon into the side of him, and he takes the hit and plants himself firm, doesn't move from his spot, and he goes to swing, and then the judge shouts, 3 consecutive hits! The winner! Shiny little silver medic guy. Next in the ring! And the shark just goes, "Whoa!" And he picks up his maul and throws it over his shoulder. He's mumbling and grumbling as he stomps off.
I'm just like apologizing. I'm like, I'm sorry, are you okay? Do you need anything? Are you fine?
He shrugs you off and just holds onto his ribs, and he picks up his chainmail and slings that over his other shoulder. He looks back at you, and he says in broken common, "This is over. Is not over." And he points at you with these big, meaty shark hands, and then he storms off.
I just give kind of like just like a nervous little wave. I'm like, hi, bye.
You hear some of the other people upset as well about the you being thrown on the ground not counting as a hit. People just storming off. And you, Percy, watched the entire exchange.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm clapping.
I'm just nervously standing there. I don't know where to go.
Percy, while you were standing here for the fight, someone walks up to you. You did a good job in your fight. No one else has landed a hit on that kid. He's done 10 flawless fights. Most people got knocked unconscious in the first hit. You could stand to make a lot of money here in this ring.
You're getting solicited, Percy.
Underground boxing, yes.
Well, that does make me feel better. Yeah, I didn't know that. I've only been here for like 10 minutes, and I thought I got my ass kicked, so...
No, that child is something else. It looks like an elf, but I've got a feeling there's something to it. Doesn't matter. The child refused me. But you have the opportunity. A great one. And this man gestures to himself. He is a human in appearance. Everything other than the fact that his skin is bright orange. And his hair is bright blue. And his eyes are entirely black. Everything else appears human.
What kind
you
of
just
offer?
was your second choice.
What'd you say?
What kind of offer?
So, when you make your way up to the first floor, what we're gonna do is bet against you. We're going to tell everyone that you lost 10 rounds before you made it up there. We get up there, everyone's gonna bet against you. Because who would bet for someone who lost so consecutively? And to a child at that. You must be awful. But you're gonna win. And we're gonna call it a fluke. Then they're gonna bet against you again in the next round. But you're gonna win again. And if you happen to win a third time, I'm sure people will continue. We'll start betting for you, but that doesn't matter. We'll already be pretty wealthy by that point. And you win money every time you advance to a new floor. So that'd be good for you. And good for me, because I'd make a lot of money gambling. And I'll give you 10% of whatever I make. If you work with me.
I'm not entirely opposed, but I gotta warn you, my head kind of takes over, or rather disappears on me when I'm in there, so I don't know if I could really control the outcome. I'm gonna fight how I'm gonna fight, and if I lose, I lose, so I'll try, but I can't guarantee anything.
I don't think you're gonna lose. Except for the next 10 fights you go in. Down here, on this floor, I need you to lose 10 fights in a row. Can you do that?
No, mate, that's my point. Look, as much as I'd love to tell you that, yeah, sure, I can just, throw it. My brain don't work that way. I've got some instincts, and I'm gonna go with them, and I'm not going to get my ass kicked when it's not deserved. So,
Look, burly lass.
thanks, but no thanks.
This isn't about pride. This is about money. Probably more money than either of us have ever seen. In 3
It's
days.
not about pride for me either. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
It's not about pride for me either. It's about, I don't know. I don't like getting my ass kicked if it doesn't need to be.
Cass, you walk up at this point.
I'm just holding the green card. I'm assuming they gave me one.
They do. They give you a green card. Yeah. It's like a bright green. It's just like a little wooden tile with a 1 on it, and it's green. As you look around, you see other people with various colored. They have like a what are they called? Carabiner. That's just got a bunch of these clipped to them.
Hold on. I will be right back. My brother keeps calling me, and I'm a little concerned.
Okay, go for it. Look. Here, I'll put it in another way. There's an opportunity for you and I to make upwards of 10,000 gems. 10,000. You could buy your own ship with that money.
Look, I don't really want one, and
You don't want
I'm
your
not
own-
interested in faking anything. So if you come up with some sort of scheme that doesn't involve me pretending, then hit me up. But until then, I'm out.
That's the best guarantee to make the most money. People don't vote for you. One person, me, votes for you, and we make... I'm clearly talking to the wrong person. He starts walking away. You're missing out, lass. You're missing out.
Right, good luck, buddy.
Me and Cass are zoned out, so I'm just gonna call that roleplay.
Perfect. You see someone, Cass, you see someone disgruntled walking away from Percy.
I just walk up to Percy and I'm just like, I won?
Oh, well done, Tin Man. I was really impressed with your fighting. I didn't think you could do it at like any kind of fighting. You're a doctor, right?
Cass looks like he's gonna cry.
No, wait, no, I didn't mean it like that. I just thought, I made some assumptions. Stereotyping. On account of being a
Hippocratic
doctor.
oath and all.
Yeah, well... yeah.
Do you think he's okay? I
Oh,
didn't
that
knock him out, so like, yeah.
I think his pride's hit, but I mean, otherwise he'll be fine.
Maybe he should head to the infirmary and then he could get checked out there.
He's actually
Yeah, I think
standing
maybe.
in another line, waiting to get into a different fight. And he's got his little red clip thing, and he just throws it onto his lanyard.
Yeah, I think maybe you might want to not really interact with that guy anymore. He seems pretty mad at you. But hey, I mean, you won fair and square.
Yeah, that's true.
You hear someone else say, "I wouldn't fucking call it fair," and then continue walking.
What? 'Cause you threw him? Come on, mate. That's the rule of the ring anywhere you go. You're allowed to hit.
It's a throw. It takes. You know
what?
what?
Throw, not hit. And
he walks over to one of the bars. There's actually a couple of them located throughout the building.
I'm hungry. Do you want to get food?
Yeah. Actually, I was just gonna head over to one of the pubs over there.
Okay. Let's get food. Also, do you want this? I don't want this. Can I give it to you?
No, I don't think you can. But you should keep that just in case. You know.
You do hear
he's
someone
going
else.
up fighting again.
Someone else say, "If you don't want it, I'll take it." And he holds his hand out.
Cass walks faster away.
He sighs.
I only know one stranger right now, and I have immediately made a friend.
Cass, you would probably discern from the fact that someone else was willing to take it that you can give them away.
Okay.
Yeah, but you won fair and square. I'm not taking it. Just, keep it. And if you end up fighting again, then you might need it.
I think that oh my god, not me losing my accent every 5 seconds. I think that sparring would be good. It's good for the joints and keeps my programming in check. Up to date.
Yeah, whatever you need to get you through the night. Now, let's go get some food.
You both make your way over to the bar area, to the little. It's basically like a little pub stand. Behind it is just a smaller Haltesia fella who's sitting on a bench as people walk by, makes a drink and hands it over. It's literally just pints from a tap and hands it over. And behind him, there's just some sort of rotating wheel that he's occasionally just turns and cranks. It's got some kind of disc-like meat shape that's just placed on it, and it just gets cooked and burnt as he just rotates it around. He hands it, throws it into a little cardboard disc, or a little cardboard plate, basically. Throws that on there, and then squirts this kind of chunky green sauce on top of it. People eat it. They don't seem to hate it. And pours pints, slams them onto the bar top. As you walk up to him, he looks up at you. What can I get you?
Well, I'm new here. What you got?
Well, I've got ale, and a different coloured ale, and I've got meat.
I'll take a dark one and some meat.
I'd like one and some meat, please.
That will be...
I...
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, because I think it's more important that you do.
Oh, he just says, alright, that will be 3 gems, please.
I just hand over a pearl iris.
I'll get some change for you. Fucking mercs. He walks over.
Doesn't have any fucking money. He only has...
He pockets it and then walks. You do have a bunch of the dull ones though. The dull ones are worth less, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. He gives you I think 2. He gives you 2 gem shards.
I pay the man the shards.
Yep. I think Cass paid for you.
Oh, I was paying for me.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Same exchange,
You
3.
pay
So
for
you give him
yourself,
3.
I'm doing that well.
You give him 3 gem shards, and then Cass, you order the same thing, I'm assuming, and then he gives you 2 gem shards in return. Or are you just ordering food, no alcohol?
Oh, no, I'm just want how many a pearl will give me. So, like...
Then in that case, he gives you 2 pints, and I guess he gives you 3 pints and some food.
Good deal. Because we're getting wasted tonight, baby!
Oh, yeah. All right, so
Yes,
what
so
a pint of amber will give you
If I have 3 and you only have 1, I'll give you 1, as a treat.
as a treat. Let's see, what does amber do? All right, so both
I
of
can't
you
see the other one get smashed.
need to make me intoxicants. There it is. A physical plus fortitude check.
Okay. Ah.
Per pint that you drink. Per pint. So if you're both slamming back both of the pints, then just make 2 checks.
Okay. We got a 4 and a 2, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 and 8.
6 and 8. Both fail. What about you?
what should I be rolling?
A physical plus fortitude check.
Okay. That is... Ooh, I rolled a 1. That's a
1.
critical.
Nice. There's no crit
Yeah.
fails. There's no crit fails. You still get to add your pluses.
Oh, okay.
You're still probably going to
In
fail,
that case,
though.
I have 2 fortitude, 2 physical, so that's 5 total.
5?
Oh, I'm sorry. I have 3 and 42. That's 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 9 and 11.
Both still fail.
Oh,
And
fuck.
it's okay. And you get to make 2, Percy. So you can make 2 checks.
Great. Great. That is a 5 plus 4, so 9.
9. All fails. All fails across the board. It doesn't actually really do anything other than you do get drunk. That's the caveat. Instead of nothing happening at all. So what you gain, so you restore 1 morale if you've lost any. You gain a +1 to all social skills. This is doubled, by the way, because you've drank 2 of them. So you restore 1 morale. So in this case, you restore 2 morale. You gain a +2 to all social skills. No, sorry, 1. 1 social skill of your choice. And yeah, so +2 to a social skill, restore 2 morale. You also get -2 to all mental skill checks. So any mental
tracks.
skill checks that you are going to be making will be made at a -2 for 1 hour.
Okay.
And
Fun.
yeah, so you guys are intoxicated. I mean, not like shit-faced or anything, but like, whatever -2 to all social skills is to you at being drunk and stumbly. At overdose, which is taking 10 or more, you gain your movement is cut in half.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Plus the stacking negatives to your mental skill. So your mental skill could be at like a negative number. You'd be rolling with like a -4 to your mental. And yeah, that'd be bad. But anyway.
Yeah.
So you guys are drunk. So you're sitting here. There's no seats here, by the way. So you have to take your pints and walk away and drink them. So I'm assuming you're just watching the fights as you're eating. And you witness a couple of different mercenaries in these pits fighting each other. And you get a sense for the competition. If you were to enter or engage in this kind of a altercation, you get an idea that some of these people are really strong and others are really weak. You two just got unlucky and fought 2 of the stronger people. Percy got especially unlucky and fought the strongest person immediately, because dice apparently don't like Percy. However, Percy did have an opportunity to show that she's a badass and can handle herself fighting this kid who has not taken any hits so far. You delivered 2 of the only hits that this kid has taken so far. You also get an idea of how this situation works. Some people, murmuring and talking around you, mention that moving up to the next floor doesn't give you any money, but moving to every floor beyond does. This area, like I said, is just a training ground, and you can accrue as many tickets as you want to, but 10 is what you need to get up to the top. You can sell these tickets to other people who want to move up, though.
Okay, good to know.
There's no official price tag on those tickets, though. It's whatever anyone's willing to pay. People can also take them from you. If they're stolen, they're stolen. There's nothing you can do about it.
So, that was a little bit fun. I did have a little bit of fun.
Oh, look at you, bashful. Yeah, I think it's pretty fun. I do this a lot. Honestly, I have fun even when I lose. So,
do you wanna spar sometime?
absolutely. It seems you're a pretty, formidable opponent, actually. So,
Oh God, no! I'm very much not very fighting, but
hey, I was watching your fight. You're pretty good.
Cass is just gonna eat some of the meat and make a face.
It tastes like dry, bland. The only real flavor that's coming is coming from that sauce that's poured on top, which has like a spicy, tangy flavor to it.
I don't know why this is giving me a dish that my mom makes. It's not bland, but it's like a Mexican dish that she makes, and it's like almost like a pot roast, and then you add like you roasted chilies and like cilantro and like some other stuff, and it's a green sauce that you put on top of the meat. This is what I'm thinking of when I describe it.
Almost exactly what it is, except the meat is some kind of a roast that's cut into slivers, or not slivers, it's cut into like discs, and then put into this rotating cooking oven. So it's not actually like roasted or fried or anything. So it's just kind of like a bland slab of disc meat.
Disc meat.
Yeah. So you two have this conversation and continue your merriments. And we'll go ahead and end the night on Slade. On Slade, I looked at your name tag. On Liar. Liar, you are making your way up towards that big garden area that's out front. Are you going towards the garden that's in the lower deck, or that huge forest area that's on the upper deck?
Huge forest one.
All right. As you get up there, the first thing that you notice is that stream of aurora that the ship seems to be making its way on. It's actually using the aurora as kind of like a passageway to float through. The sails are alive and rippling with this brilliant energy as they're clearly using it like solar panels to absorb the aurora and infuse them. And it's just going along that way. You've heard the other scholars at your place of work talking about how this equipment works. You probably don't fully understand how it works, but you do know the general idea. And they're really beautiful to look at as they kind of just ripple and blow in these false wind. And you make your way towards the forest. There's a large lake-like shape in the middle of it. You're looking down on it right now. You'd have to walk this stone stairway that leads down into this kind of deeper pocket of forest. And you work your way down this, you looking over it. It's quite beautiful, the water reflecting the aurora and the shimmering kind of silvery glow to everything. It's really, really pretty. So you continue walking down these stairs. You see other people making the same trip down or up. And you get down here, and you see paths that just kind of spiral and spin around. You could also just wander off into the woods themselves, but yeah. Do you just wander the path, or do you just pitch a tent on a rock?
I was probably just gonna fly up, maybe on top of a tree, and make a little garbage nest or something.
Okay.
So I got a good view of the sky.
Like a big old bird.
Like a big bird, yeah.
Yeah. You do it. It's gorgeous looking up at this brilliant starscape above you, and to your left and right is just forest. It's quite pristine, like space, but like you're in space, but you're in a tree, but you're in space. Yeah. Pretty cool. You know what? Yeah. Beneath you, in this thick of forest, you hear murmuring. Do you listen in or ignore it and sleep?
Yeah, I like gossip.
You hear... I don't think they're onto us. No one suspects a thing. Yeah, I got lucky myself, too. Managed to nab a badge off of some, I don't know, poor bastard. She's not going to be needing it anymore. Yeah, doesn't seem like it. Mine, well, I was lucky enough to just kind of swipe it. Anyway, we're here to do the thing, right? Yeah, let's not talk about it out loud. What? Think we can do it when we land. First stop. I think the ship's supposed to be scheduled to stop at some asteroid belt to refuel. Some, I don't know, excavation. Right. Then we can report back. Do what we need to do and get off the ship. We can head back from there, right? I think so. I think we can head back. We should be able to, at least. We won't be stranded on some asteroid belt, and we sure as fuck aren't going to be taking this damn ship all the way over there. To God knows where. Right then. And in 1 week? In 1 week. The two voices quiet and disappear.
And I try to peek over my little nest to see who was talking. Get a vague idea of what they look like.
A focus plus awareness check.
I have not used awareness, so it can't be that hard.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 9. Okay, so 10, 11. So 18.
18. You catch the glimpse of two faces, and let me pull them up real quick. Oh. You catch one person that looks kind of like a hyena, and another human. The one with the gruff voice was the hyena. The human was the one with the sort of softer voice. The human's wearing kind of regal attire, almost scholarly, and the hyena is wearing merc gear. And both of them have like a satchel bag. They are both holding their cards in their hands. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Okay. Noted.
You're like, I'll tuck that away for later.
All right, 1 sec. Let me write that down. Okay. Do you want to... Oh, no, you said you were going to fall asleep. All right. So
Yeah.
you go to sleep out here. Axiom. Before you fall asleep, sitting up here in this bed area, you get a quick tinge in your head. Kind of like a memory, but you know it's someone trying to contact you. You have to focus in on this thought to open the message, but it's very easy for you to ignore it and let it slip away if you want to.
No, I'll focus in and see what it is.
You focus in, and it's just a voice. A familiar voice. One that you've heard a couple of times, but not as often as you'd like to. You hear, fucking, is it on? Yeah, it's on. Hey, fucking, child, you're, quest that you're going on. Yeah, just, make sure you, do a good job. Is that what I'm supposed to say? Yeah, okay, yeah, and, it's gonna be, like, way out there. You're gonna stop at, like, six or seven different planets, and probably, you'll find it, though. You'll know the one when it gets there, and it's like a big fucking prison thing. And, yeah, good luck, or something. And then your memory, it gets deleted from your memory.
You work for Rick Sanchez?
Pretty much, yeah.
And that was your drunken, absent father's lovely little voice message.
Fucker.
And yeah. Do you just go to sleep after that?
Yeah, I just go to sleep after that. That wasn't important at all.
You were told, you were given information that the thing that you're looking for is a prison-like place. That's all you were given, though.
Brilliant.
And
10 out of 10.
at that, we will end it. When we start back again, I will probably fast forward a few days' time. So we'll skip forward like 3 or 4 days to move the plot along, and you all will get whatever rests and things that you need, and we'll be able to explore a little bit. If anybody in the meantime happens to have a free day to do some like side character exploration, and I also happen to be free, hit me up and we could maybe like text chat or just solo session. It won't be recorded. It would be like canon, but not in the main story. So yeah.
I'm just gonna show up at your house on Tuesday and be like, I'm here.
We'll see. Maybe.
I'll also
Oh,
show
no,
up
it's
at your
not a
house on
choice.
Tuesday.
You don't
not
even
gonna-
know where I live.
It's not
I'll find out. Bobby will spill it just like he did in that one shot.
Yeah.
yeah.
But anyway, this was really fun. I had a good time. I hope you girls enjoyed yourselves too.
Yeah, we loved it.
Good.
I made a friend. At least in Cass's mind, we're friends now.
Yeah, best friends. Besties. Awesome. Well, I look forward to either next Sunday or the following one. And to everyone watching, thanks for watching. It was cool being here with you. And
Night.
good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
Bye.